All right, good night, everyone. Welcome to Comics Asylum Live. We're here with Sean, J-Man, and Vaughn, and we are going to talk about the things or the thing that we love the most. This is why we do what we do, um, comics. And you know what? We need an intervention because it's the thing that we love, but it ain't right.
I thought we were going to talk about ice cream because that's like that's a little bit above, but comics are up there.
Yeah, I didn't set a hierarchy because ice cream would be there for sure. maybe even above a lot of things, especially comics.
Yeah.
But first off, how's everybody?
Doing good, gentlemen.
Yeah. Doing good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good. Post Halloween, we're now able to focus on, I guess, on Christmas if you celebrate.
For sure.
And so, if you got some good comics, then those could be gifts. But is there anything that, considering I've seen J-Man a couple of your reviews. I know you didn't like a recent dude out of Gotham. I think it was issue
Batman.
3. Yeah.
Issue 2 is garbage, and issue 3 was just more garbage. So that's gonna have. There's one more issue to go, and then it's dropped. If it's I like Detective Comics, but I didn't like Batman because he fought cops, and then in this one, like nothing happened. Batman has like a million villains. Like there should be constant excitement.
There should be. Yeah. But we'll get into it. All right. So let's just dive into this really quick. Oh, but before I do that, a lot of us here are Star Trek fans. Did everyone hear the news that the Kelvin universe has been canceled?
Yeah, it's been axed. Yeah,
they're not doing any more of them.
I mean, I never bought into it. I hate that. I anything after 2009 or whatever it is, it's just like a.
I thought Lower Decks firmly established that it's an alternate universe, anyways. They were saying this is the prime thing now, and
right.
And now it's not. So
yeah,
that's fine with me.
The Kelvin timeline was always a different timeline.
Well, no, but it was the prime universe of Star Trek that they were never going back. This is it.
Go back.
Yeah. There's going to be their status quo moving forward, but now that that's dead, problem is now they got to do another reboot, and I'm like, I don't want another reboot, and there's no point. I don't want to know old actors trying to be young in action scenes or trying to command ships. I'm like, I'm done with that. Start writing original stuff. Create some new characters that are original and have a little bit of pizzazz and character and whatnot.
Vaughn,
you can even go generational. Pull some characters that are in the old stuff. That
what do you have against 7-year-olds running around a spaceship?
Oh man, when Shatner came back for him and Picard, and what was that? Was that
Generations or something?
Yeah. Generations. I went to see that in theater.
So did I.
I never was so mad coming out of a movie. Oh, dude, get this! I went to Victoria Terrace.
Oh wow.
Okay, that's a while ago then.
That's when I saw it. I saw it at Victoria Terrace, at Lawrence and Kennedy. Is it right?
Yeah.
Victoria Park.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Sorry.
Yeah.
Confused for a second. Yeah. That's how long ago it's been. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but came out movie so pissed off. I was like, "What are you guys doing?"
Shatner was rocking that girdle with pride.
Trilogy of books to bring the character back and fix it. So my wife read those books, and she said they were able to fix it all up, so it wasn't too.
More
it wasn't. You can kind of get the bad taste out of your mouth. I don't hate that. I like all real Star Trek, which is 735. There's 735 real Star Trek things.
Right.
I like those. But for the movies, the first 6, I love all 6 of those first movies. The next gen movies, they're even First Contact. I just watched First Contact last weekend. It's just like they're yelling at each other, and he's calling Worf a coward and stuff. Like, what is happening? Like that seems like that was dramatized for moviegoers. Like, we need to really up the drama here. It's like. They would never yell at each other. Picard's losing his mind and smashing the glass and everything. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And why is Zefram Cochrane a stupid goof? It's like he wasn't like that in the original series when they met him on that other planet. This is like, it's okay. It's a cool movie because the Borg look cool, but it's like, I still like it. I consider it part of Star Trek because it's in the 735, but
You know what's interesting that you mentioned about the conflict, because I was watching, it was a documentary on TNG and how much of a mess those first 2 seasons were, especially
Even
with
though I like
Roddenberry, right?
Yeah.
Especially with Roddenberry, I think slipping into dementia and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Control stuff, right? And that and it happens, right? It's your baby, it's his baby. He's the showrunner. And one of the complaints was, this is outside of Roddenberry, was that there was no conflict, right, with TNG. And it's interesting that they flipped the conflict that was missing in the show and put it into the movies, and then it seems unnatural.
I don't like it at all. TNG, I've seen all those Star Treks many times. So I've seen minimum 5 times every show. So that's the minimum. Like Deep Space Nine's up to 8 now. I'm doing the 9th run right now as we speak. Anyways, and I like them all. TNG is the best Star Trek thing. If you want what pure Star Trek is, which is they go out and they find new things. Every episode's episodic. Every episode's done. There's a new thing. Find a new alien, whatever. It's the best of the shows. It's not my favorite of the shows, but it's the best Star Trek thing. Those 7 seasons, I actually think from season 1 to season 7, it's pretty much all damn good. Hey, Angry Gamer. I love all of it. Original series, first 2 seasons are kick-ass, badass. Season 3 has a lot of dumb shit in it, but it's not Roddenberry. Deep Space Nine is maybe my favorite show because I love all the characters. It's more that one. It's the least like Star Trek, but I love the characters of Deep Space Nine. Like as a collective unit, they're my favorite of the characters. As a collective unit, I like Data better than Dax or whatever. But like if we took all of Next Gen people, all of Deep Space, like Deep Space Nine, I love them all. Like. I just, so that's my thing. And I like Troy's like, to me, I like Beverly Crusher, but I'm not dying over that much. Wesley's okay. I don't hate him, but I'm not dying over him. Worf's okay. I actually thought, is it better than TOS? Well, I didn't say it was better. I'm saying it's better in the sense of it has all the Star Trek things in it that you want. It's like original series. The 3rd season has a lot of weird things that are very heavy-handed and sloppy, and Roddenberry wasn't there. It's like they had these cool ideas. I love it. Like I reviewed them all. So, anyways, I love Voyager too. I like Enterprise season 3 sucks. I like where they're fighting the Zindian like archers. Like he's going crazy and shooting people. I'm like, what the hell is this? Like anytime Vaughn said this. Anytime there's action, like. There should be some action, but it shouldn't be like action heroes. Like in that Picard, they're running around shooting. I'm like, you guys are like 70. What is happening here? Like Picard's 80. It's like, let's go. It's like, you can't like, this is super fake. It just takes me right out of it.
Well, there's an Angry Gamer who loves Galaxy Quest. Galaxy Quest is peak. It's amazing.
It's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Love it.
I thought they were working on a Galaxy Quest reboot. Sorry, free fly. I thought they were doing a Galaxy Quest reboot as a series on one of the networks. I swear I saw something about that one time.
I would just not do it. Leave it alone. It's perfect. It's a perfect.
It's definitely a leave it alone situation. But you know how these guys are, right? No. You have an IP that's sitting there on the shelf, and they could, monopolize it and tax it and drain it for everything that it's worth, and turn it into a TV show. They'll do it. Yeah, I swear I've seen something about it, but truth be told, what's his name is old enough, and he doesn't look terrible. You could bring what's his name back, Tim Allen, and do something with it, and even do like a short run miniseries on like Universal, or was it on Universal or Time Warner or something like that, and it would actually resonate pretty well, right? Because I mean, what's the one that from the Family Guy? His show did pretty well overall, and people.
The first 2 seasons of Orville were very good. And then season 3 became the let's address every political topic there is currently and give one point of view on it. I'm like, that's not what Star Trek is. Season 3, every character talks with Seth MacFarlane's voice. I hate that. That's a James Gunn thing. Everybody talks like a James Gunn character. If you watch Deep Space, you've seen Deep Space Nine. Every character in Deep Space Nine, like Odo's, like I care about the law. Like at one point, Cisco's like, "Oh, we should give this guy this." He's like, "No, I'm not doing that." It's like whatever topic is discussed in Deep Space Nine, every character has their perspective based on who they are as a person. Kira is like, "I don't trust this guy. He's Cardassian. I don't trust him." Right? Or whatever. Like she's, so every character, but not Galaxy Quest, Orville. See, Orville season 3, every single character does and says the same thing. Like it's like they all believe in the same like morality. Like none of the characters think, I don't believe in this, or maybe we shouldn't do this, or here's why we shouldn't do it. He's not clever enough to write different characters' perspectives. That's the problem with especially season 3. So there you go.
It's funny you mentioned that, because I think that's one of the reasons why especially DS9 resonates. Because when you think about it, there's no exploring really.
Right. No, not really.
You're pretty much landlocked, right? It's a Western outpost, right? Or a stationary Voyager, if you want to look at it that way.
Yep.
And the reason why it works is because you've got Cisco, who is not Bashir, who is not O'Brien, who is not Dax, who is not Worf. And where you get conflict is they all want the same goal, but they can't get to the finish line the way they want to, because someone's methods are wrong or not appropriate for that particular mission or circumstance. And I think that's what makes DS9 work. And when everyone's kind of, like you said, talking with the screenwriter's voice or coming out of like a unimind,
I hate that.
It's just boring.
Yeah, not at all. And the acting is like super top notch in Deep Space. The acting's pretty good in most of them, but like everybody in Deep Space Nine is awesome. Like Kira's like she's probably like my third favorite character in Star Trek. Like there's Kirk and Spock, which just like nobody's going to beat those guys because it's impossible. Like you just can't win. Like they're too high. But like Kira, Odo, I even like 7 to 9 a lot. Like, and like I do like Janeway. So I like a lot of these characters. Like Avery Brooks to me is just like is awesome. I like him in real life. I like what's it called? Quark is such a great character, so nuanced. Like he's kind of he's a bad guy, sort of. Like when they get rid of Odo's, they make him like they put him on suspension, and then Quark comes and he's like, oh, I'm gonna like do everything while you're gone and all that. He's like, you Quark, I'll be looking out for you. He's like, well, he goes, I tried to help you by finding out some information that might help you, but all I could do is find some people on this planet or something. He's like, anyway, but literally that is the help, right? He did help him, but he doesn't want to admit that he's helping him. So he helped him in a more antagonistic way. It's so great.
Yeah, for sure. Sean, any thoughts on Star Trek?
I think they should go 75 years in the future after TNG. That's what they always should have done. I like some of the ideas and the aesthetics of whatever the hell that show was called, the one before STD or whatever it was, Discovery.
It wasn't called STD. I can almost guarantee.
Discovery.
Well, we call it STD, right?
So that just shows you they're not Star Trek fans, because they wouldn't have named it that, because everyone knows the naming convention. They would have known not to do that anyways.
Yes.
Yeah, but I like some of the technology in that, but like to call it before the old series is kind of stupid. It was like they had these the holographic images instead of like the view screens and stuff. That seems like something far in the future from Picard's time. I like that kind of stuff for that, but like they didn't do that. So yeah, I would like to see more Star Trek in the future, explore new concepts, new aliens, new races, and not go into this weird revisionist history of like the Klingons look different and everyone's at each other's throats, and it's just everyone's unprofessional. It's not Star Trek. So
I did like the series for what it was. It was pretty politically driven in a lot of the commentary, a lot of political commentary in regards to what's happening around the time. Overall, the show itself, I can't say that I hated the show. I liked it for the most part. The problem that I had with it, not the spoiler, but then they it's already in the future, and then you go to the even farther future afterwards. At one point in time, I think it's season 3, and I'm like, that's a little much, right?
Is that Discovery? I think I saw
Discovery. Yeah, Discovery. They initially start out like, I forgot, it's like another 100 years plus into the future, and then they go another like, I don't even remember how many years. I think it's like close to 100 years again later into the future. So it gets really convoluted after a while. Overall, the show itself, I think, was a good show. It was just the problem that happened with it. And, Star Trek has never been one for it, but you could always imagine that like Generation and some of the other shows, you got really great character development through the series, and the ensemble cast actually got to do what they did. Discovery was one of those shows. You had a whole bunch of ensemble cast that were all kind of local Toronto artists because actors because they were shot in Toronto, but they only used 3 actors to do the production, and the stories always revolved around 3 actors.
Right.
Like you never knew what the ensign was feeling, even though they always would chime in. But like at least you could always count for Generation to have Next Generation or Deep Space Nine or even Voyager. You'd have a character-centric episode like once or twice a season, so you could kind of get some background as to the thought process of why certain characters do what they do, or even why they're on the ship. You couldn't get this in this this new Discovery show. It wasn't. It was always about the main character, which is the girl from. She was a Walking Dead actress. And
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's on the new Blue Bloods show.
yeah,
now.
she's on the new Blue Bloods now. 'Cause you got to think, she was on that show, and like as an actor, she was on that show for like 7+ years. So you're probably thinking in real life she was probably shooting that for 8 or 9 years, right? Right? Because the show went for like 5 or 6 seasons or something like that.
Something like that.
So yeah, it went for a decent amount for a show that it was a Universal show. So, but it was only on demand. So it wasn't getting the full order. It only had like 10 episodes a season, right? So it did pretty well for what it is. But now they're spinning that off, and then they're doing a Starfleet Academy, and that launches early next year.
Oh.
But
Again, it's like this is like the Predator now, right? Let's have Predator Academy. What are the Predators doing outside of hunting? And what I don't understand what's going on with these people. It's like it's Star Trek. It's not Academy. Even Deep Space Nine, hey, could not be reached. Oh, Garrick is awesome. He's absolutely awesome.
Yeah,
like first
definitely.
appearance, he's like so good.
Yeah.
But it's like they can't come up with new aliens. They can't come up with new storylines. This is why they're doing this. They're just going to be, it'll be Academy, and it'll be everybody, it'll be young cadets, having relationships. It'll just be Saved by the Bell, but Star Trek. And it's like, but it's not Star Trek. Like, this is what these people do. It's like Star Trek Discovery. The only thing I discovered was poor storylines. It's like, that's the only thing that they discovered there. The first episode, she goes against the captain. I watched it when it was on, and she's yelling at her. I'm like, okay, so you're a piece of garbage. No, but the captain's wrong. But I don't know the captain's wrong. You see, you can't start a show like that. You're starting it in the middle. It's like, I need to know all the characters. Like if someone goes to pick, like when Spock that one time where he circumvented the orders of right and did that thing for Pike. That wasn't the first episode. You have to establish that Spock is infallible. He's loyal to the absolute bloody core. And then when he does that, you're like, oh, there's got to be some big time super reason for Spock, because even McCoy's like, no, Spock wouldn't do it. It's not he didn't do it. It's like, but he did. Shit, that's big, and it matters because Spock was so perfect for all of that. Never made a mistake. Never crossed the line. And then when he does, you're like, oh shit, you can't do it in the first episode because then you're just sitting there. So I'm sitting there watching like, okay, this girl is not a good captain. She's not loyal to her crew, and she's a trash officer. Oh, but she's the main character. Yeah, but I already don't like her. Because you went against the captain. Like, you have to establish that either the captain's corrupt before, like, for a few episodes at least. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's all just very lazy today. Somebody said this takes us right into the comics.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I was saving that comment for.
That's a great comment. Yeah, I've heard. Oh yeah, Angry Gamer said it. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I can see it. I see it on our private thing.
But I'm also going to put up Paulo Costa's comment. Boiling down
that was the best.
DS9, Cisco punches Q. Q, you hit me. Picard never hit me. Cisco, I'm not Picard.
Yeah, I just watched that.
Absolutely.
That was the best. Oh, and Avery Brooks, he looked good with the hair and bald. So I was like, this guy's that's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough. That's tough. No, everybody knows that. Listen, everybody on this panel, we got 2 up here. It's one or the other. You got to pick your thing. Avery Brooks did both. I was like, looking pretty good with the ball and the beard. I was like, looks good, but he looked good I liked him without the
showing my age. There was a time where Scottie Pippen shaved his head. That's so he was bald like Jordan.
Right.
He doesn't have a smooth cranium. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
He had to grow it back. So you're right. Not everyone can rock.
No, you can't do it.
The looks.
Yeah.
Right?
No, Avery Brooks did it, man. Plus, he's just a cool guy. Sean sent me this thing where it was like showing Star Trek.
New York Toy Fair.
And the only way he got me to watch it for sure, because I watch everything Sean sends me, but he goes, oh, at the whatever 5-minute mark, Avery Brooks shows. I was like, okay, now I have to watch it. So it's like it's like he knew to put that in there because then I was like, oh shit, now I gotta watch this thing because it was like a long video. I was like, oh, this is a long one. I'm like, when am I gonna watch this? But then Avery Brooks showed up. He's playing with the toys. I was like, this is awesome. Like he's got his own toy in his hand.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're gonna hop into the comics in a second, but we're just gonna say hi to everyone. Hey, so DJ. Far, thanks everyone for the lively debate and all the comments. It's great. Please remember to like and subscribe because we are doing this on Sean's channel and Jay's channel as well as mine. So and Vaughn's. So support us all. We love it. Comment in all the spots because it helps the algorithm. So DJ, play nice. Good evening. How you doing? He also says salute and thanks for hosting.
He's on my channel right now, so
right, absolutely. Could not.
Yeah, they're hopping because I see them everywhere.
Sweet. Goldie Cisco for the win. No argument.
That's okay. That's okay.
No, was Spencer for hire, Cisco?
Yeah.
Joe Dog.
Joe Dog, what's up? I'm not in an okay mood tonight. Well, sorry to hear that, but hopefully we can bring a little bit of sunshine to how you're feeling. And Angry Gamer, I have all 3 channels covered. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
See, I didn't know Vaughn had a channel.
No, he's with me.
Oh, he's on yours. Okay. I was gonna say.
Yeah. It's like,
I only have the 3. I have the 3. 3 open. Yeah.
It's Batman and Nightwing.
It's Batman. Oh, who's? Well, I love Robin, man. Robin's like one of my favorite keys on top 5.
I'm gonna say, even though I'm older, that I'm Nightwing because I like
Dick Grayson. I like Dick Grayson.
And I smile more than Vaughn does, so for sure I'm Nightwing.
Who's Nightwing? Who's Flamebird?
Yeah, Flamebird. Oh, that's the Sean. That's too deep or whatever.
That's too Superman. Yeah,
that's too Superman.
Okay.
All right, so we all love comics. Apparently, everything we like is kind of like just a garbage dumpster fire. Because we're talking Star Trek and we're not really happy about where a lot of it's going. But getting back to comics, they're broken. Let's just admit it, they're broken. And we love the mediums. We have close friends that run shops, and we want them to do well. They're characters that we love, and I would say that the majority of us are probably not happy with how they're being written or portrayed, as well as the storylines, as well as just how the companies are running their business. And I would argue that you're probably getting more bang for your buck in the creator-owned space or with smaller publishers because there's less maybe expectation, and then following up with that disappointment when you open a book and you're like, I'm hyped for a new Batman, and it's like less than enthralling. So I'm going to throw this to Sean first. Am I being hyperbolic saying that comics are in the trash heap right now?
We've always said that, and I talked to the comic shop people like up by me, and they always say the same thing. It's like they've been calling the death of comics for decades, and it hasn't happened. But the problem is, we all see it. Like, I'm 2 years away from 50, so almost everyone in the comic shop when I go there is my age, and they all like the same things. They all like the Wolverine, and a lot of people just buy stuff habitually. And I find I don't think they read it or anything. I don't think my problem with comics is that it doesn't appeal to younger generations. And I think it's eternally lost now because that generation's all into manga and everything, which is its own thing. And its own distribution, like in bookstores and everything, and its own price point, and its own its own. It's very different than comics. And now we've hung on to the floppy, and it's very. We should have moved away from floppies a long time ago because a floppy here in Canada is like $7 or something, and it's like it's almost $10 for like the same amount of comic that you got back in the day. We've spoiled ourselves with higher grade paper and color all the time. That's something that manga hasn't shot themselves in the foot with yet. It's not sustainable. It hasn't been. And even when I was a kid, when I was like in 12 and 13, I didn't know why comics weren't more hyped with commercials or something on TV or something like that. It's like G.I. Joe and Transformers did that. G.I. Joe did that especially. I know Larry Hama in later years complained because he's like a comic schedule and cartoon, like animation schedule were not the same. So he was under the gun, and he hated it. But to me, it's like, why wouldn't you hype up, the Nightfall back in the day, or like your this new KO thing?
Yes.
Like, why wouldn't you put it more in people's faces? And newsstand distribution, let's face it, was huge to for Discovery. And that's gone. And to this day, kids are still picking up Archie. Archie never looked back. They
Yeah.
they just took up all that space and it's theirs. I will say one thing that's weird. So J-Man and I were big fans of the Archie produced Marvel Digest.
Yes, I've got
That came out around 2017, 2018, around there. And those did not sell and they got canceled. And one of my things was, look, I'm not going to bag on comic artists, but I think that the standard of comic art today does not appeal to young minds. It's not bold and colorful. It's not appealing. Like even an Archie comic now on a shelf on a rack in Walmart appeals because it's the line art, it's the color and everything. They put the modern day Marvel art on those digests and they didn't sell in the height of MCU, and I think there's just a lot wrong. But like I'd say distribution's one big thing. Even with comic shops, it's like they hassle with it's Luna. So a lot of people jump ship from
Diamond died.
Diamond, and it's that, and also just these antiquated business models of the floppies and the events, which retired when I was 14, the multi-covers, which was a gimmick and derided as a gimmick when I was 12 or 13, and is still a thing. And now it's a thing for every issue, not just a special event thing.
Okay. You're going to be doing
business model and distribution to me are the two big things you want to get to the root of things.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me. So,
Excellent. Before I go on, let's see what other people are saying. Angry Gamer, Ghost Machine is on fire right now. I will agree with that.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
They're putting out some really good stuff. Joe Dog, they've disrespected Jim Shooter really hard. Yeah, they and Jamin and I think Sean as well too. We spoke about this not too long ago on one of our previous streams, where Jim Shooter was basically the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah,
and they ignored everything in the late 80s that he had to say, because they went from kind of him being a bellwether of don't go down this road to chasing the money and then getting investment bankers and whatnot involved with buying the companies. Yeah. And you know what usually happens when that happens.
Right.
Product goes down because they're looking at money as opposed to product. Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, Fatal J.
Yeah, Fatal J gave me a super chat. I think it's on my thing, so I appreciate that.
Awesome.
Man.
Yeah, no, awesome. Thank you. And he does have the best.
Yeah, because it's so smiling and happy.
Yeah.
And it's like, and if it was my avatar, it'd just be like angry all the time.
Yeah. Let's Fatal J. Fatal J. Jim Shooter single-handed saved comics. Marvel had the nerve to give a tribute to him when they didn't give a damn about him, especially when he was sick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, how they treat the labor is always, dicey in these things.
That's at best, yeah.
Yeah, but Vaughn, what do you think? What do you think about comics?
It's weird because there's a little bit of love and hate with it all, and I advocate a little bit for the comic side of things, in the sense of us boomers technically, we would be considered boomers in the comic book sense, right?
Speak for yourself, Sonny.
Right. But looking at it, it's a hard model to crack in the modern day sense with what's going on, because all the stuff that made us as kids enjoy comics are gone now, right? Your convenience store in the standard sense, where you just kind of discovered comics, and then when you discovered comics, you would take it to the next step if you kept on buying them on a regular basis. That has pretty much all been eliminated, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have convenience stores in the standardized sense anymore to that degree. So that's one avenue of wiping out the onboarding of comic books, right? And even generally right now, it's hard to find things. Like I don't even know if there's such thing as good Saturday morning cartoons anymore and that type of stuff to get people enticed about animated content that would be a jumping off point to other stuff, right? All the other industry woo-ha outside of that that is bringing the industry down in regards to the clear monopolization of event-based stuff just to get the dollar through the door. Now you're bringing back blind bags. Before it was holographic covers and foil covers. Now it's this blind bag kind of phenomenon that's kind of got everybody hooked, right? All the gimmicks aside, there is a little bit of they're doing whatever they can to survive. And I get that in some parts. Doesn't mean I have to like it. It's still a dire situation in regards to what they're doing because like you look at some of the writing, in once a year you'll have a story that you really resonate with and you actually want to collect as a story that you feel like you really resonated, Steve, with the fact that you liked the new X-Men stuff that was coming out for a little bit.
Yeah.
And so did I for a bit. I read probably 3 or 4 issues, but also the problem comes is getting to a comic book store now these days is so hard as in, like in your older ages, but also the fact that so many of them have died out. To get to a regular comic book store now, you have to travel a decent distance to get to a dedicated comic book store. You used to be able to count on at least one in every neighborhood. For me to get to a comic book store, I either got to go to Big B, which is on the mountain in Hamilton, Ontario, or I have like this really nookie, it's not even a comic book store, it's a collectible store you'd find more collectible stores like for baseball cards and Pokemon and that type of stuff that might have a subsection of that has comics in it, right? And that's the only other people that are picking up the slack. Your everyday standardized comic book store is a dime a dozen now. It's really hard to find one, right? In regards to that. So is that the right analogy, dime a dozen, or is it less than that?
Probably less,
yeah.
Right? But like, I think this goes back to what Sean was saying, and I think about it's the accessibility.
Yeah.
Right? Like you want your product to be in the hands or in front of people all the time, right? Like there's a reason why people pay tons of money to have their product come on Super Bowl weekend, right? There's a reason why certain movies have their trailer, whether it's for a series or for an upcoming flick during Super Bowl, because there's so many eyes on it. And what you want, like the diehards are always going to be the diehards, right? They're the high conversion people out of the people that will follow you. But Sean's right. You want to be able to get the casual fan. So I remember as a kid, back in the before times, where you would go to a variety store, your parents would be picking up bread or whatever, and you could pick up a comic because the spinner rack was there. Or you'd be at a gas station and you could pick something up. Or there was like those discount stores. And this will be one of my points. There was something called Byway here in Canada.
Yeah.
Way like long time ago. And it was like, if Dollarama's Dollarama, Byway would have been like Quarterama or something, right? Because like the stuff was mad cheap. I think Honest Ed's was another one, and they would have those 3-packs. So like basically that was like the first blind bag. Right?
Yeah, you couldn't see the middle one, right?
The middle one.
Yeah.
Like you might pick it up because there's like I don't know a Hulk and a Captain America, and then you might get I don't know Eternals or something in the middle, or something or Dead Man or something. Right. But there were these 3-packs, and you'd buy it, and you'd be like, I can't wait to get home to read this. But if I had I didn't go to a comic book store. I think my first one was one called Comics Unlimited in North York, which is a city north of Toronto. It's now part of the GTA. But I think I was like in junior high with my dad. Like I think I might have been like 13, where it's like, Dad, can I go to this store? And it was far from my place, so we had to get in the car because there's no way West Indian parents are going to let me get on the bus, to travel to go to a comic book store. So he was taking me, right? And so that aspect of LCS are important. You need them for the specialty items, all that kind of stuff. But the casual fan, especially the kids, it's about the kids, Hannibal. It's about the kids. You gotta get them in. And where are they getting hooked? They're getting hooked on Scholastic book fairs.
Right.
That's where they're getting Diary of a Wimpy Kid Captain Underpants, all of their manga, right?
Dogman. Yeah.
Dogman.
Yeah.
I'll come back to more. J-Man, you're up.
No, I had to do 2 buses to get to the thing. I think also
You just one upped us.
yeah, 2 buses to
Yeah.
get to
Me
the comic
too.
shop. So we're also the first. We're also the first. I guess the boomers were the first like generation to force the things that we love to grow up with us.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't want to read some cheesy Batman comic. Oh, you mean the ones that you loved and read and your whole entire life? It's like, oh, that Adam West show was so terrible. It's like, well, that's, you loved it so much as a kid, you believed in it. That's why you love Batman. Without the Adam West show or those crappy, cheesy Silver Age comics or whatever, not Silver Age, for well, whatever you started, without those cheesy comics, you wouldn't like comics right now. It's like, oh, I hate dubbed movies. Oh, you love Godzilla. Okay, so when you were 10, you were going to watch a subtitled Godzilla movie? Well, no, I wasn't. Right. So it's all these things that everyone's looking down on. Oh, this is all dumb. It's like, well, yeah, that's why it's not around anymore. The Batman, that 4-hour nonsense movie where he stands around in the dark and doesn't solve the crime, and Riddler looks like a garbage bag serial killer or something. That I bought the making of the movie. Introduction by Matt Reeves. Literally says, I love Batman as a kid. My favorite character. When I was sad, I'd go get a Batman comic. I'd go to the local, drugstore and pick up a Batman comic, and my dad we'd read it together. And I love Batman. Right. So his response to that is to make a movie that no kid could ever watch. The adults can barely watch them. And it's not even that every adult can watch the Batman. It's that people who love Batman so much and want him to be dark and gritty and whatever, they're the only ones who can watch it. And even they're kind of like, it was a bit long. So comic books, they're selling in the sense that the people that go on Wednesday, it's packed. So when I go so I think my comic shop is Gotham Central Comics in Mississauga. So I go on Wednesday and it's massively packed. You go on Thursday, zero people. I once didn't go on Wednesday. I was like, oh, I couldn't, I try to go during my lunch break because it's only about 5-10 minutes from my house. So I usually go through on my work lunch break. I go quickly and get comics and come back. And I have a pull list, so they're ready for me when I get there. They just hand it to me. Actually, they allow me to go behind the desk and just get my own comics. So I get my comics and pay and leave. And it's always massively busy. And then one day I was like, oh, I couldn't make it on Wednesday. I think we had a meeting or something at work. I couldn't get out. And I said, oh, I'll just go on Thursday. I went on Thursday, nobody. I went on Friday, nobody. I went on Saturday, a few people because it's Saturday and there's something to do and it's a pretty big shop and there's lots of toys and games around and stuff. Went on Sunday, nobody. Monday, they're closed early, I think, nobody. Tuesday, nobody. Tuesday night, they sometimes get people because sometimes the owner starts putting the comics out for Wednesday morning on Tuesday night. So some people think if they go Tuesday night, they can get a little bit of an early sneak peek or whatever. That's it. There's the Wednesday Warriors, and that's it. If you go on a Thursday, it is dead as hell. You can walk around the store waving your arms like you're not going to hit anybody. So what is that? Those are the guys that Sean is saying. They're the diehards. We're going no matter what. So if we're going no matter what, you can't use this in an equation because at its, like, I don't know, Superboy, the original Superboy Volume 1 was selling 600,000 copies. This is Superboy. Never mind Superman or Batman or Flash. This is Superboy. Superboy was at that time selling more comics than all comics combined, right? Rob Liefeld just dropped the numbers. He sold over 100,000 copies of the new Youngblood #1, and that's Youngblood, which is kind of made fun of. And it's like, oh, Youngblood, oh. Well, why is it selling? Because Rob promotes it himself. He's basically an independent comic publisher because he's just doing it himself. He's printing them, selling them through his whatnot, and then he's printing some to send to the shops. And he's got his fans, and you can make fun of whatever you want, but he's the only one who's getting the people in there. And also on social media, he's using social media. He's on all those platforms. He thanks you and loves you, hearts your comment on every platform, no matter what you say. I bought your comic, heart. I bought Cable, which is down there, the X-Men 97 Cable figure. He liked that and said thanks. It's like he's not even getting money for that. It's just because Cable's his guy.
Yeah.
So comics are they're broken, but the fans don't want to admit it, and they don't want to go hardcore. Here's what you do: why is there so many covers? You go in there and say, I'm not buying these extra covers. It's like, stop producing these extra covers. That's it. I'm done. Stop it. It's like, why is this comic $5? Spawn is $2.99. Still.
Yeah.
It's $2.99. It was $1.99 when it started. These are US prices. So for us, at a $1.50 or whatever. So like it was $2. It was $1.99 when it started in 1993 or 4 or whatever it was. And it's $2.99 now. So in that many years, whatever the exact math is, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's only gone up $1. Why is every other comic $4.99? I've seen now $5.99 for some of these absolute ones. $5.99. What happened? Like, you're looking through, like, this is the same comic. As Sean said, the pages is the same. And manga is selling. And I'll give DC this credit. Sean and I talked privately, and I looked at the ICV2 numbers for graphic novels, and 3 or 4 of the top 10 ones are those DC compacts. You know why? They're sold in bookstores. They're the same size as manga, and they're the same price as manga. Ta-da! There they are.
There you go.
So that's a $9.99 thing that Sean just held. So that's $9.99. So that in Canadian. So actually, okay, let's just use the American.
$13.50 Canadian.
Yeah. Okay. It's $9.99 US, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So $9.99 US compared to $5.99 US. So for less than double, you can't even buy 2 comics, but you can buy that entire thing.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Marvel just started publishing, just do the first 15 issues of Fantastic Four in that next month, 16 to 20 or what? Just do that. You could fix this with reprints. You could just shut it all down, shut Marvel down, no new comics, just reprint the entire library in those formats.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw something out there, and I guess it would take a while because you'd need to ramp up the production. What if you had original stories in those compacts?
You could do that too. So one of my
that's where I would go. That's where you would get at manga.
Right? Yes, it would be. So my initial idea when we actually was thinking about, I was actually going to make a video, and then you said, what would you do to fix it? And I already had some ideas, which is you need to drop all your comics right effing now. Drop them all. Reboot it, call it Marvel Prime or Marvel 1 or call it something else, and do Spider-Man, X-Men, Avengers, Fantastic Four, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, Daredevil, and you can throw like X-Force. Those are your main comics. Each comic has a backup. So Heroes for Hire could be a backup. Wolverine, West Coast Avengers, Silver Surfer, Sergeant Fury, Ghost Rider, Strange, Dark Strange, Moon Knight, Punisher, Deadpool. Those could be backups in those other stories. So you can pair them. So like if you do an X-Force book, you can have Deadpool as a backup story.
Like in the old days, Tales of Suspense, all that stuff.
Tales of Suspense. Make it $3. That's it. No alternate cover. One cover. That one cover represents what's in the thing. If you're a comic artist, that's great. But it is also cool to have like sequential art guys do the cover too, so you can see what's inside. Make it $3 because that's if you're going to do the 32 page count. So you got your 24 pages of your main story and then your 8 pages of your backup story. If you want to go your way manga, then you can do maybe Tales of Suspense and have a bunch of them in it. Marvel presents Tales of Suspense. Marvel presents Astonish. Marvel presents Avengers, whatever it is, right? And have a bunch of stories in there. And make it cheap. And yet, black and white would be hard to go back to black and white after having color. So I don't know if they could do that. Make the paper cheaper. Sean has been buying those big, super. It's like there's Transformers. There's G.I. Joe, I think, just came out. I don't. Do you have one there by chance? Just by random chance, do you have one? Okay, so that now you're not gonna be able to tell, but the paper quality is less. It's not as shit as it was when it's not like it's not a shitty newspaper, print quality. Right. It's bit
like
better.
1990 type of 1989
or
so.
Newsprint,
Yeah, kind of exactly.
Yeah.
Just do that.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, Sean, but wasn't Alterna doing books where they were printing on newsprint?
Yes.
They sometimes do that.
Yeah, and it was like 99 cents they were selling the books.
Right.
I think the thing is, Steve, to your point, if they wanted to do new stuff, it would cost more. I think if you're reprinting stuff like this, it's cheaper. The other thing too, how this beats manga is that if you've ever read a manga, so this is same size, same thickness and everything. But a manga you can read in minutes because there isn't a lot of dialogue in that.
Right.
But this is basically a novel. It's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
dialogue and story, and yeah. So in that sense, you're getting more value for the same price as a manga.
So just to give you guys the top 10 graphic novels, okay? Number 2, DC Compact Long Halloween.
Do you want to?
Number
share
5.
that, J-Man? Can you share it?
Oh, share the screen, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Where are we here? I know I use StreamYard all the time, but share screen here.
Don't worry. When you're not hosting it, it's like, where are those damn buttons?
I know, where are those damn buttons? It's like, okay. Okay, it's there. You can. Okay. So it's hard to read, but okay. This is graphic novels. So Absolute Batman Volume 1, clearly everyone knows that's even though I don't like that comic. But look, DC Compact, Long Halloween, boom, number 2. Then it's Absolute Wonder Woman Volume 1, Absolute Superman. So the absolutes are doing very well. Mm-hmm. Then look, Compact Edition, Court of Owls, Compact Edition, Hush, Absolute Batman Volume 1 again, but this is the hardcover. So my God, the hardcover one is still top 10. Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow because that garbage movie's coming out. Sonic the Hedgehog. Okay, that's a random one, but it's DC. It's DC and Sonic, so it's the team up, right? And then DC Compact All-Star Superman. Look at that, top 10. All compact ones. Marvel's not even in there. So clearly, they're telling you, ICV2 is telling you, these compacts were the right move. And the only other thing selling is Absolute Batman. And the only reason why Supergirl is in there, because that story sucked, the only reason that's in there is that the DC Compact hasn't come out yet. So when it does, that'll go here. And that's out because James Gunn mentioned that the movie is going to have the Supergirl, kind of the version that we saw in that right. book. So that's got some hype behind it, some normie hype, like, oh, I got to read that Supergirl, issue. That's crazy.
Based on that storyline, yeah.
Because it's going to be loosely based on that storyline or whatever. So it's all DC Compact. And what does DC Compact look like? Manga.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, those are great points, and you can see that like IDW and Image are like they're hopping into it as well too. Marvel is they just missed the bus on it, right?
They did some. What did they do? They did something. They called it something else, and it was a bit bigger, and it was like $17 or $18.99. I'm like, no, you're missing the point.
The exercise, the fact that it was the same size as manga could be stored with the manga
exactly
on the shelf. Yeah,
because like the irony is, I actually like Distillery's books, but I have no place to put them.
Yeah, they're an odd size, yeah.
Because they're an awkward size. They're almost like a square, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's weird.
And they're oversized, so I can't put them in my box. I got to put them side, like they don't fit on a shelf.
Yeah, and they're more appropriate to a coffee table, closer to a coffee table type size. But even the coffee table stuff, it doesn't fully because it's not premium. Some of them are not premium enough to say that's a coffee table quality. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of floppy. Right. So they've kind of missed the bag on that one. What's interesting to me is that Bug Wars Volume 1 is in there at number 13.
Number 13 spot right here, mature readers.
Yeah, it's interesting to me.
Image, that's the only. Oh no, there's a few Image in there. Transformers Compendium. That's what Sean just showed.
Yeah, and then there's Invincible.
Yeah, right? I'm part of that list.
Invincible has been on that list in some capacity probably for the last 10
years. Hush too, so
because everyone's catching up from the cartoon. Right?
So that's cross promotion, right? The other thing is that DC is on top of. Look, this Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, I got this off the rack, so to speak, like from shops when it came out, issue 1, issue 2, issue 3, and then I came to my senses and I stopped buying it. Mm-hmm. But it doesn't matter what I think because it's in the top 10. So that means that movie, doesn't matter if you like the movie or not, who cares? People are interested. Yeah. And DC had it ready to go. It's like, Supergirl, she was in 1 second in that movie, and people were like, "Oh, Supergirl, get it out there, guys! Get the trade out there now!" And then the compact is coming out.
Yeah.
When do you think that's coming out? Oh, right before the movie. What a coincidence! That is such a coincidence. How did that happen?
I know it's a loss leader, and it happens in stores and in marketing and all that stuff all the time. Anytime Supergirl is playing, or any kind of comic book movie is playing in a theater, comic books are there for when they walk out. Here, kid, or here, old man. Here's a Supergirl book.
Yeah.
Right. That's how you get them. And even if the movie's not playing, but it's coming, have the books there.
Have it ready.
Yeah.
Have them there as a pop-up. Right?
So Rob Liefeld did several issues where Deadpool and Wolverine beat the crap out of each other and then team up to fight someone. WTF? Where was that collection? The Fantastic Four. We had mixed opinions on it, mixed to low opinions of that movie. Guess what came out? The Galactus trilogy and not only that, it gave you the Byrne it's not the follow-up, but when he came back, they meshed those together and they made it $15.
It was good.
Perfect.
It was good value, yeah.
New cover, Alex Ross. Everyone likes Alex Ross. So that's an easy win. Is that right? Where were they on their other stuff? Marvel's dropping the ball. DC's much more like ahead of the game in that sense. And these DC compacts are clearly the winners. And they're absolute universe, whether I like it or not, it doesn't matter. It's selling.
Winning. It's winning year.
It's winning. It doesn't
like
yeah.
the compacts, right? Are basically like, I'm gonna make myself big again.
Yeah, you can get rid of this, yeah.
Right? But I don't know if you guys remember these when you were younger.
Yeah.
So basically, I think this is Hulk 1 to 6 or something.
Yeah. Which is it's basically the whole thing.
Yeah. 78. And where did I get this? My school library.
Right.
When did I get it? It was like the Scholastic Book Fair.
Yep.
Yep.
And so it was like, oh, that's what's going on. I can go pick up a Hulk book at school. That's where my money's going, right? And then I can go to the comic book store or go to the store and pick stuff up. I picked up Conan the Barbarian when the movie came out. The adaptation as a compact was what I picked up. And Sean, what I'm getting at with the compact for new stuff is just like how this is a really deep cut, but like Revenge of the Living Monolith was an OG back in the day.
Yeah.
There was an X-Men one. Vaughn, you're an X-Men guy, so you're gonna have to help me on this one. But it's like it was done in like the early 80s, and it was with a politician, something like the Evil That Men Do or something like that. And it was a Chris Claremont written book. Future Imperfect and Past Imperfect, which was the whole double shot. If those are all originals. If they were done in the compact version and you can find them anywhere, you're increasing your readership. And so the reprints that's a no-brainer, especially with Marvel, and you've got like 60 years of Spider-Man and 60 years
Probably
of
they're doing the reprints as like floppies in some stores and stuff like that. I don't believe in that.
God Loves Man Kills.
Thank you.
God
I was going to say God Loves Man Kills.
Thank
you very much. Could not be reached for further. Like that was it. And like it, to this day, that's one that stands out, right? And then if I remember correctly, like you had people work like Sienkiewicz, who was working on original graphic novels as well too. So if you take that format and you make the stories that are accessible or even just designed for that, you drive old readers to buy new stuff, you drive new readers to buy new stuff, and then you can also pick up the reprints, right? So you're not just going for reprints because some might not want to get it. So like there's somewhere it's like, and you almost treat it like Netflix or how the Brits do television shows, where it's like, we're not doing 12 issues this year. We're doing 6 issues and a big story, right? And one of it. Or if you're doing DCKO, you put it all into this one compact. And you read the whole thing all at once, and then you're good to go.
I would change the art style and make it more dynamic, less dialogue. Because like my wife's reading Blade of the Immortal right now, so that's one that she had to grab. So again, she's reading 100 pages in a sitting because it's just you're whipping through these manga, right? Like, I mean, I got to read Lone Wolf. I mean, it's 28 volumes or whatever, and and I don't like that either. But anyway, it was like 28 volumes or something, and she plowed through it. You got to make it. It's a comic book. It is a comic. It is not a screenplay.
No,
it's not a novel. You're reading some of these. So right now I've been reading Strange Tales. I've been doing posting some videos for Strange Tales, and it's like they're great. They're fun. You can pick them up. You read them. Manga is read on the bus. Like I don't take the bus. I'm a snob. I don't take the bus. But when my wife used to take the bus to her job, she'd be like, people are reading manga. She's reading Dragon Ball manga, and guys are looking over like, oh, you're reading Dragon Ball. That's so good, right? And I go to Indigo almost every weekend. Guaranteed. It doesn't matter if I go Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday morning. Let's go. I'm up early. Let's go. I go Saturday afternoon. I go Sunday morning. I go Monday. It doesn't matter when I go. There's people at the manga section. Yeah. There's never not been someone at the manga section ever that I've ever gone, and I've gone almost every weekend, probably for about 10 years. There's always been someone, minimum 2 or 3 people there looking at stuff. Guaranteed.
Yeah, I wanted to say something too about the Scholastic Book Fair. I don't know, is that a Canadian thing or is that in the States as well? Because
Scholastic
that was a thing when I was a kid.
Scholastic is an American company. It might be Canadian with an American branch, but like I taught for 20 years, man, and you talk about like that heat. I'm talking posters and books and graphic novels.
No, that's where fandoms are born. Because I remember. So when I was a kid, I found this the other day. This is my old beat-up copy of The Hobbit. But I bought this
nice.
brand new at Scholastic Book Fair when I was in grade 5 for 25 cents. And this is where my fandom for Lord of the Rings was born. After this, my dad was like, there's a whole trilogy after this. Like, what is that?
Wow, that's super, Sean. Wow, well, you're a super nerd. 5 years old, you're buying a novel. Get out of here.
Grade 5.
Oh, grade 5.
9.
Double them.
Sorry, I take it back. You're only you're still a nerd, but you're not a nerd that deserves to be beaten up.
No, but that's a good place to get kids hooked on this. Like if you had like pint-sized comics like that, like the paperbacks and stuff, get those in the hands of a kid at the Scholastic Book Fair, and they're hooked. They're hooked on the stories, the colors, the characters, and that's probably how things like Dogman and stuff became so huge.
Absolutely.
Like they came out of nowhere. Like I don't have kids, so I was like, "What's this Dogman thing?" It's massive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dogman was 2014, 2015, or something like that.
About that. It was around the time of Wimpy Kid, right?
Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, it's another big one.
Yeah, that's another big one. Same kind of thing. Even I've seen the Wimpy Kid movie, at least the first. I think there's a couple of movies I've seen those.
There's a bunch of movies,
yeah. They're pretty fun, actually. Yeah. So that's another one where even the funny thing with manga is that you're still getting older guys in it too, because now my wife never read comic books. She started with manga because I got her into the manga. She's not into comic books, but she likes Asterix and stuff. But so manga, she reads everything. But I mean, I would read stuff like I picked up Spy Family. I read the first 5-6 volumes of Spy Family, and that's a cheesy. It's a bit of a cheesy fun one, right?
Right.
I don't need everything to be gritty. Like, I also think that we've gone too far. Like, it's like, let's talk about hot topic issues in Batman. It's like, or maybe you could fight a cool villain and have a cool story. Like, you're not doing these topics justice. It's like you're clearly not going to actually explore whatever topic you're talking about in this comic in a very good way. It's just going to be Batman doing a bunch of garbage, right? And it's a hot take and people will like it, but it's great that it'll sell your books. After a while, people are like, it's like, is he going to fight Scarecrow or is Bane coming back? Or the whole excitement of Batman was, what was the villain going to be? You look at Spider-Man. What was the villain this month going to be, right? Oh, next month it's Vulture. Oh shit, who's that guy, right? Where's the excitement of that? And if you don't want to do even the Batman manga, the actual Japanese one, introduced other characters too. They were able to do it. They only had Batman and Robin, I think. I don't think they had license for Joker, so they started making up guys. I'm like, well, how come you were able to make up guys, right? And,
well, there is a reason for that.
Yeah,
you're getting all of the real creativity in independent stuff because creators have wised up. You make a character from Marvel or DC.
Oh yeah.
They're not yours anymore. They're You're gonna
Marvel is the author. Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna be lucky to get your name at the end of the movie, right? Special thanks in the corner, right? And people have wised up to that. So I can see that, and that's where I think there's been a bit of a dip creatively. But like I also think too that I'm totally on board with what you're saying there, J-Man, where you want to see Batman solve stuff and beat his villains. you want to see Hulk smash stuff,
Right.
right? And you want to see Hulk smash Abomination. You don't
Yeah.
want to see him necessarily just smashing,
Regular people.
some rando or anything.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, it's an ist or a phobe. I don't care. Like, right? Like, what is that to do with Hulk? Like, he should be Banner for one page, like 1 or 2 pages of Banner, and it's called Incredible Hulk, not Incredible Banner.
Mm-hmm. Or, and this is just a pet peeve for me, and I like where they're going with it now. Like he's like the one below all's kid or something, and so he's basically has the power of, or has been imbued with the power of, God and the devil. That's why he is what he is and gets reincarnated all the time. But I loved Banner, maybe because of the TV show. So let me root for Banner and his tortured soul as opposed to him being an asshole and Hulk being a rage monster. Like I liked both. Like I liked Banner, and then when he turned, I liked him as Hulk.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel sorry for my cousin because he's a big Iron Man fan. Iron Man's a dick in the comic books. He's an absolute dick, and he's not even really Iron Man because like Arno is like the true genius, and he's adopted or something along those lines. I don't know if they've retconned that yet, but I liked Tony as the industrialist.
Yeah,
was flawed, but was still a good guy, right? Like you want characters that, like, why would Rhodey be his friend if he's such an asshole?
Because it's all hot takes. They're like, we got to make this, we got to spice it up and do all this. Archie has never changed. Archie never
he tried
changed.
to, but yeah,
it's always, and but because you know what, it's comforting for people to know what they're going to get. Yeah. It's like, oh, I want to pick up a Hulk comic. He's going to fight a cool monster. That'll be fun. So as a kid, you got into the mood of something. So you're like, well, I'm in the mood for a Hulk comic, because I want to see, like, maybe something pissed you off that day, and you're like, I want to see like Hulk beat the crap out of a monster. And you go buy a Hulk issue, and you start reading it. It's like he's got emotional problems, and then you're like, and then Hulk's like, now he's like some weird killer, and he has long hair, and you're like, what the hell is this? Like this is there's no icon, there's no brand. It's like, it was the brand. We talked about this before with He-Man. He-Man is the brand. It has to. It has to be a guy that says, "I have the power." Then he becomes a super pumped up guy. He fights Skeletor. That is what He-Man is. Let's make it about Teela. No, how about let's not make it? It's not called Teela in the Masters of the Universe. It's called He-Man. Doesn't mean Teela's garbage. It just means that she's not going to be the main thing. It's He-Man. Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Like, it's about Spider-Man. So I don't know. I can ask you guys this question back. Do you think that some of these things have to do with like like either royalties or some sort of like estate payments or something? Because like, maybe they're not pumping these guys up or not really doing much with them. Like Wonder Woman seems like nothing's going on with her. Like she has her one comic, an absolute Wonder Woman, and that is it. And she never, they never give her any kind of push. And I heard someone say that's because they found out that they do have to pay the Marston estate or something. Like this is why they're scared to put, and this is why actually when the movies did well, when the Wonder Woman films, the Gal Gadot one did better, or people liked it more, than Man of Steel. They're like, oh,
back, eh?
Well,
BVS, or not BVS. When it's like, oh, it's back to her just being, it's like, I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know.
You know what? Though, that's an interesting point, because like DC's a weird thing, because I know we're talking about the comic books and how it's broken. Mm-hmm. DC is like a one-trick pony that's doing several tricks, and it's called Batman.
Yeah.
And so if they have 10 books, 8 of them are Batman books or Batman adjacent, right?
Yeah. So
and I think, like, Vaughn, you can speak to this. In the 90s, it was the X-Men office ruled.
Yeah.
And so everything was X-Men. Like, and then it became Wolverine and Cable and Deadpool. And so like my man Colossus, like great characters like Colossus kind of got pushed to the side.
He never got no play. But it's more so now we're comics have become a commodity in the sense that now these days it's being run by a Fortune 500 company, right? So the comics that are out there are going to sell. right? I rarely like you're gonna get some books that are published for characters that are characters, but it's not so much that they want to. Like you could honestly say a writer would be able to go to Jim Shooter back in the day or an artist and say, I have this cool idea for Hawkman or whatever, right? And I want to put this out next quarter, right? And the publisher would be like, all right, that's cool, that's fine. Put it all together, and then we'll make it happen, right? Now these days, nah. We'll take some stabs at characters, but if it's not going to be, and even like you see books that come out, and they have no problem canceling a book before it's even hit the shelves. Granted, there's some political stuff around that, right? But it also comes down to the bottom line, right? That's where comics have kind of taken a turn. It's not so much like, yeah, there were businesses before back in the day, but also there was a little bit of love about the craft, and it was considered some kind of art as itself right now. Now these days, it's a money-making commodity to the point where some of the books you'll never see the light of day anymore, and you'll never get these characters anymore in a solo series that's going to run for any significant amount of time that you're going to feel invested to the point where you have some great character development. I would say outside of the absolute Wonder Woman, the normal Wonder Woman is still running, but you're going to be hard-pressed to be able to get a full book on just Themyscira or one of the other characters anymore to kind of get a true backstory to some of these characters anymore, because that can sell. You're going to go to a 6-issue miniseries run, and even the problem is, even they are kind of deluding themselves sometimes. They come out with books and be like, okay, this is going to run, and then they get 4 issues into it, and then the people aren't buying the book, and then they got to cancel it, and DC comes out and cancels it. It's like, I could have told you that book wasn't going to make the run for the planned year run that you wanted to do it. I mean, even to the fact that you see, as big as the Ultimate Universe was, and as well that it started off as a boom, and it started fizzling out more and more to the point where they're not even going to finish the expected run, and they're going to cancel it this year, right?
Yeah.
That goes to show you something about where things are at right now with books as a whole, right? You're only going to have a couple books survive. I'm really surprised X-Men's doing as decently well as it's doing right now. I project in the next year, you're going to see all these X-Men books get cut down to probably like 3 books. Okay.
It's not special. If there's I was collecting every X-Men comic when Krakoa started, House of X and Powers of 10 or whatever. I collected it all. There's 14 or something. I got them all. I went to my comic shop guy, and I went to Carlos, and I said, everything mutant related, put it down, put it on the list. And I did a video on every one of them. I did a video, and it was exciting. And then it was now it's like Roadhouse. It was exciting until it wasn't exciting, right? It'd be nice until it's time to not be nice. It was exciting until it was okay, wait a minute. If the X-Men are ruling over everybody, they're the villains now, right? Because wasn't that did we flip this? And it's
X-Men are always supposed to punch up, never.
Yeah, if they're punching down, right? Yeah, it's so hold on a second. Now you guys are the man, and you're the villains, right? And it's and you became Magneto, which was the point was that Magneto was the bad guy and wanted to rule over everybody. He didn't care about equality. He wanted to rule over everybody. So you're supposed to be fighting that. So it was cool to have it as a thing. It's it'll be 1 year. It'll be kind of a neat thing. What if the X-Men were on top? That's cool, right? That's really fun. And then it's why is this still going on? And then there's an issue where they go to a gala. And then there's an issue where they sat around the round table discussing stuff. And I thought, I remember, you know what X-Men was to me? The X-Men arcade game. The 2-screen one with the full roster of everybody.
Yeah, the 4-player one, yeah.
The full thing. No, I want the 6-player one. I want the 2-screen full 6-player, the super fat version, which nobody had. About one guy had it. There's that one arcade place that had it, and you're oh yeah, that and Pride of the X-Men cartoon. You're that was X-Men. They're heroes. They're beating the crap out of these Sentinels and robots and all these weird mutants. As soon as someone came up, everything has meanings. Peter Parker has a meaning. All these comic book characters do have some sort of meaning because they're created by humans who give them some sort of trait that puts them into the real world. But if you start saying Spider-Man, well, he's kind of a nerdy guy. He was a regular average kid. He's nerdy. He's got girl trouble. It's yeah, he's got girl trouble. And, okay. Yeah, that doesn't mean it should be Melrose Place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? You've gone way too into the one. It's like Daredevil is a lawyer. No. Daredevil's not a lawyer. He's a ninja. Daredevil is a ninja that fights bad guys. No, he's a lawyer. I'm like, I understand that he's a lawyer. Who cares? I don't want this to be a Perry Mason comic, right? Batman, he runs the Wayne Foundation or whatever, Wayne Enterprises. So you want to see him in board meetings for the whole issue? No, he's a vigilante. I don't care what his civilian identity is. Who cares? That's a 2-page thing for him. Daredevil's case closed. Mr. Murdoch, you won your case. Thanks. Okay, I'm Daredevil now. Like, I don't care about the lawyer part. Anyway.
No,
of course, I've really read into the politics more so of stuff, and that's where it started kind of going downhill in a lot of places. It became too political heavy leaning, and I think it was it was a byproduct of the time when they were trying to, it was pretty decisive time in the public atmosphere. Plus, they also got that was when Marvel was in that run where they're like, let me hire a whole bunch of laureate writers to write these books and different stuff, wannabe laureate writers to write these books and just kind of drag their own political tone across stuff. And that's where you got some of that backlash with some of the characters, some of the writers and stuff like that.
Well, I'm going to go back to Daniel Collins' comment, where the Dynamite and Skybound comics that they're reading are real bangers. And I haven't read into I think I picked up one Void Rivals, which I'm going to hop into when I get some free time. Mm-hmm. But the feedback that I'm getting is that Transformers fans are absolutely loving what's going on, right?
Yeah, because it's written by a fan.
Right. So if you like Transformers and you want to see Transformers stuff, these comics are for you, right?
Yeah.
Vaughn, why did you like Invincible all those years ago?
Oh, Invincible was just all about the violence and
it's Dragon Ball with blood, man.
It's just Dragon Ball. Yeah.
It's Dragon Ball with blood with some Spider-Man and Superman thrown in, right?
Themes, yeah.
I was a Hulk fan, and in the comics I like, it's because of the action. It's give me action, and I think you're like everyone on the panel is correct. Where it's like there's too much talking. I don't want to see the Geneva Convention be discussed. I liked when Magneto was in The Hague, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not even an X-Men fan, but you put them in space, I'm totally there.
That's cool, yeah.
When the new Teen Titans went back to Starfire's planet and they're out of their element, fish out of water, that was cool. When when Kraven killed Spidey, essentially, right? Cool stories. There've been cooler stories in the aughts, but what are they surrounded by? Action. And I think of the original Secret Wars versus the latter Secret Wars. The Hickman one.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting because potentially we may, I'm going to announce it here, we might be interviewing someone or the team that's putting together a Kickstarter that goes behind the scenes of the Hickman one, right?
Yeah.
And I can't wait to have that conversation with the writer. But what struck me about it, and about Rizik's artwork is chef's kiss, but nothing happened. No one punched anybody.
No,
it was
a
lot of talking. And Sean, I'll let you take over on this one. But the first Secret Wars, Hulk lifted a mountain, right?
Yeah.
Stuff was off the chain. Comics now, it's too intellectual.
It was the old one was high stakes, and the thing was a lot of time, even when I was reading it a few years after it came out, everything seemed brand new. And how the hell are the heroes going to get out of this? At one point, Captain America says, Dr. Doom has the powers of a god. So if we even think to go against him, he'll just obliterate us in a bullet out of the blue. And that's exactly what happens. Then they're gone. They're dead. Their history, they don't exist. And then somehow they come back. And the way they come back is awesome. When Claw keeps reminding Dr. Doom of the heroes and all that stuff. It was everything was bold. Every issue had at least two bold, awesome things, and really propelled the story. And the new Hickman one to me was just what I call modern comics. It's just it's too in the weeds and doesn't really have cool things in each issue. Being mindful of, you buy a comic, there must be a few eventful things in it that propels the story. I didn't get that from the new Secret Wars, so That was my issue with that, and I didn't like that they call it Secret Wars and not something else. Because now younger people call that Secret Wars, and I'm like, no, the real Secret Wars. And they're like, oh, I'm talking about Secret Wars 2. It's like, no, you're not talking about Secret Wars 2. That was the year after. That's a different thing. And you're not talking about Secret Wars 3. That was a story in the Fantastic Four. I wanted to say something too about the thing is we're talking about writing in comics, but it's not all comics. And I think what makes me scared is, was it Ghost Machine? All those comics are pretty awesome.
Mhm.
I like the new Oni Press EC comics. They're pretty cool. Titan Comics, Conan, and all the Conan family stuff that they do, especially the
Space Ghost by David
yeah,
Pepper is
Space
on point.
Ghost is awesome. They're all awesome. They're not growing the industry. And I think that the industry truly is aging with us. I think Space Ghost is awesome. No one else does. It is awesome objectively. No one's flocking to it as a new cool thing. And I feel like my cautionary tale about fandom that ages out is HO scale Lionel trains. Trains used to be huge for the generation before us, massive, and they would have conventions, and people would trade their trains. My dad
We went to we went to a train convention just as a
yeah,
random
and there's
thing.
no one there. Yeah, and my dad tried to get me into trains. The thing is that like our generation didn't care. Like there was a generation that made those Tycho train sets for whatever thing. Yeah, and that came from that generation. And now the train set collecting is dead, and it died with a generation. And I don't know if that would happen with comics, but I feel like it would get punched in the gut when we're 20 years from now when we're old and dying. No offense to anybody, but
I'm going strong for a while, so it's
yeah. No, but I feel
20 years. Come on.
there's no growth. That growth is the problem. And as I said, there are good comics, but there isn't like new generations or audiences going to them. So at this point, the alarming thing is quality isn't the issue, because we have quality. Like it might not be your Batman books and whatever, but we have quality in other sectors, and nobody cares. And
That's because we're not caring either.
Yeah.
That's the other problem. Like even amongst the community, it's only a few people, because we're still sticking with our Batmans and our Spider-Mans, and we're dragging those guys with us.
Okay.
Come hell.
And that's detrimental, though.
But I think we're nailing it a little bit here, where we're mourning the death or the slow death of brands, right? So it's the brands and the medium that keep these brands alive that are quote unquote dying. And so great comics are being made, but are there great Spider-Man comics being made? Are there great Wonder Woman comics being made? That's the question. And then where does the hype come from? Into the Spider-Verse. So you've got that brand within a medium that speaks to way more people. It's less niche.
Yeah.
The story's amazing. Because J-Man, you made a comment on the last stream when you said that I watched movies that are too good, because there was one movie that I'd never heard of.
I don't. Okay,
what was Oblivion? Yeah.
Oh,
it might have been Oblivion, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember all the comics that used to be like the movies that used to be on the back of the ads when we were kids.
Yes. Yeah.
And some of those movies were terrible, right?
Yeah. Except they were all awesome. But some of them were terrible, but they're awesome anyways.
Right. Because we were 11 or whatever, right? But it's like there's nothing like you had Star Wars to propel the industry. If you were relying on Black Hole or Tron, see you later.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right? And comics is just evolving, because like I'm thinking about the train set that you're talking about, Sean. I used to play with something called AFX, which was like the slot car racing.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
That died out. Like they're still around and they're bringing it back in ways, but that died out because you could be in a simulator now and play F1.
Right. Yeah, I had slot cars too. Yeah.
And so the manga sales, that's new comics.
Yeah.
It's the brand that we grew up with, or brands we grew up with in that format. Comics are going to be the 8-track tape, not to date myself,
Right.
at some point, right?
Yeah.
And the stories are just going to have to come out in a different way, and at some point Spider-Man will be, Sherlock Holmes, where like there was a
Right.
bunch of novels,
Doc Savage or the
Doc
Shadow.
Savage, the
Yeah.
Shadow,
Like all these
the
franchise.
Phantom,
Yeah.
and then at
Phantom, yeah.
some point it's going to be Chainsaw Man and
Yeah.
Dan and anything else coming out of Japan or wherever, or Korea.
So what about this question though? Here's what I think is happening with Space Ghost and the Ghost Machine and all that. I think what's happening is that, man, this Batman comic really sucked. Well, if Batman sucks and he's like the best character of all time, and if Spider-Man sucks and he's the best character of all time, why am I going to buy Space Ghost? And then someone's like, no, but Space Ghost is awesome. It's like, yeah, but Spider-Man and Batman suck. So clearly I don't think they can't imagine Space Ghost being good. Like if we brought out Doc Savage right now and say, okay, let's do hardcore Doc Savage. And then all the Doc Savage fans are like, this is awesome. There's not enough of them.
Yeah. It's the IP overload more so than anything, because even still with Space Ghost, as good as it is that going to pay that the whole industry's rent? No, right?
No.
So, I mean, DC's living off of Batman alone, right? That's what's feeding them.
Yeah.
So outside of that, they got to publish 10 Batman books to make sure that they could pay for the light bill and all this other stuff, right? If DC went the way of the dodo and Batman, if they trim down the Batman books down to, 5 or 6 Batmans, that would be a substantial financial impact on them. Like you look at that top 10 or 20, that list that we looked at, how many of those were Batman? Right? What? 10 of them? Right.
You just in the top 10 alone of the floppies, like your normal comics, this is the graphic novels, right?
Graphic novels. So there was at least 6, right?
One, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top 7.
Right? So there you go, right?
Yeah.
So you don't see a Superman in there. You see the Wonder Woman.
No, there's a Superman. There is a Superman, but no Wonder. Oh no, there's a Wonder Woman as well.
Those are the absolute stuff. On a normal status, if you didn't have the absolute stuff, before the absolute stuff come up, you still probably have the same amount of Batman books, but you wouldn't have had a Superman book in there. That's for sure.
They had an All-Star, which is a compact, so that's like it's not the regular.
Well,
even that's not really the regular Superman,
right?
Because even that was a special. I'm looking at, and if you look at the floppies, DCKO, that Batman's in that. Absolute Batman, that's 2. Absolute Batman Annual, that's 3.
How many Batman reprints? Probably.
Right, the regular Batman comic, which I thought sucked. So that's 4 of the top 10 are just Batman alone. And then besides that, you have a couple of other. There's like the only Marvel thing is Spider-Man.
Is it Predator one?
Predator, yeah, Predator's there. Hold on.
It was Spider-Man Predator one. Right?
Spider-Man Predator.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
No, the Spider-Man comic. No, that was it was Ultimate Spider-Man.
The Spider-Man Predator. That's 15.
That's a graphic novel, yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the graphic novel.
Oh no, I'm now looking back. I went back to the thing. Sorry.
No,
Predator, Spider-Man. Sorry, that's 15 on the graphic novels. Yeah, and that's because it's Spider-Man. So Spider-Man is their top guy. People are going to buy that no matter what because of the name Spider-Man. Same with Batman. They're just going to buy it. Right, Vaughn. If they don't have 10 Batman books, they got nothing.
You got nothing. So it's hard, right? Because you got to keep the lights on in some ways, and even more so. I don't even think it's about keeping the lights on right now. I would say all those companies, Batman, like Marvel, DC, not so much Image, but Marvel, DC have financially enough backing that they're fine. It's more about keeping the IPs. The stories are secondary right now. These are all IP farms more now, right? To keep the IPs going to the point where they could spin them off into the TV shows, the movies, and all that stuff. That's where the real money makers is. So us as boomers, that's where we're losing our medium a little bit, right? Because it's not so much about how good the content is. It's just about making sure that you fulfill, the 3 million or 6 million line item that is the comic book division of DC that's going to fuel the next Avengers movie. That's going to be a $1.2 billion movie, right?
That's
A quarter.
because when you think about it, the comics were it. That was the only thing. You
Yeah.
maybe got a Saturday cartoon, maybe
Maybe.
for one or two.
And that was
of the
generally a
IP.
kickback. You would pay a licensing fee. They would pay the licensing fee and get some kind of kickback from some production company, whether it be Mattel or whoever. Sorry, and that's really what comics was for the longest time before big entertainment kind of got their hands into it and started making all these movies. Comics right now is just more of a trademark licensing play, at least for the big brands. I think for Image and some of the smaller guys like Boom and Dynamite, it's still a substantial business endeavor and a creative endeavor in a lot of ways. But the other guys, it's a line item on a quarterly report now, right?
Yeah, and so I wonder then when they become public domain, some of these characters in the next 10 years, I wonder then how that's going to affect stuff.
So I don't think it's going to affect anything that much, because what's still going to happen with a lot of this stuff, they have enough money to fight a lot of these legal battles to the point where they'll still retain control.
Well, no, they will retain control, but it's like the version from the 1930s.
But you look at the stuff
like how Mickey's doing. So like all those horror movies now that are like
Popeye, Winnie the Pooh,
like those are avenues where people can tell those stories that before you couldn't even touch them.
You couldn't touch them, but if you look at them, not to sound thing, they're all shit, right?
Oh shit, yeah.
They're all shit.
It's a phase, though. Yeah.
There's one thing to produce something, but if it's shit, it's shit, right? So you don't have the cachet or the people behind them that's going to try to take and step in that limelight to say that they're going to reproduce something of that IP and jeopardize going up against the big brand where they always want to aspire to be working for, right? As a movie producer or director, you're going to go make off a knockoff Batman movie and jeopardize your film career in regards to trying to get into Hollywood with a big production company?
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because it depends how smart they are in doing it. Because there's an Astro Boy series that's not actually called Astro Boy.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
What is it called?
I'll find it as we're talking.
Okay, yeah, find it after. Yeah.
I think that's a different animal in the sense of the level of brand that you're talking about. You're talking Astro Boy, which is still pretty niche in regards to the people that would know it in this modern day age, versus Batman right now or Spider-Man right now, right? The public domain stuff, I don't think it's going to play in, and I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that we will see change in the not so much public domain sphere, but also the copyright sphere, based on all the stuff that's kind of happening with the secondary derivative of AI holding on some of this stuff. So the people and the powers that be that have control are going to have to put some kind of clamp down on some of this stuff, or they're going to lose control of their IP to the point where nobody's going to abide by that. Whether it's Warner Brothers or Marvel and something like that stuff, and some of the other big players that have hands into Hollywood and stuff like that. The thing that OpenAI is going to be able to take their stuff and start using them in AI regenerated stuff that are knockoff stuff, and let that fly, right? There's already 100 lawsuits that are going on right now that need to be rectified within the next couple of years. And some of that stuff will start setting precedent. And then we'll see stuff kind of trickle down from there. That's going to set some of the new waves in regards to IP controls and all this stuff. And it has to happen at some point in time, because right now we're in the wild, wild west of things, right? It's the same thing happened when the internet first came out and all that other stuff, right? And there's a little bit of anarchy at the beginning until things kind of get clamped down on and we get some strict laws in place, because it can't keep on going the way it's going right now, or everybody's going to lose control of everything. The fact that
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, like, there's a plethora of these Batman and Bigfoot solve crimes videos, and it's basically Batman, or like teaming up with whoever. But it's like, people are just using all these characters. It's like interviewing Spider-Man on the street, and it's Spider-Man. It's not like a version of.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, I just watched Mr. Rogers and Hulk Hogan talking to each other, which is
Yeah.
funny.
And the AI generated stuff is getting pretty good right now. We're still in the short form format.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What happens if you actually put some good compute power together
It's
and start creating long format stuff
it's
and try
not
to get that out into the public, right?
it's not far.
Yeah.
It's coming soon. I agree.
It'll
With
come
Not
soon.
far.
Yeah.
So that's why I think some of that stuff is going to really kind of get to a point, boil to a head where something has to happen in whether it's copyright law, and it's going to be more so. It has to happen in the U.S. in some kind of congressional kind of thing, so some kind of big lawsuit. One of these big IT companies, probably OpenAI, and that's my thesis on the idea that OpenAI might not survive. Like anything, when .com Web 1.0 happened and the .com boom happened, a lot of the companies that made and kind of set the precedent from the web is no longer around. And we're going to see the same thing happen now, right? A lot of this AI stuff is going to come to fruition, but they're not going to be around for the long run. I'll probably be long dead and gone, but some of the things will come into play to kind of clamp down on some of these things more.
You never know, Vaughn. You might not be dead and gone. You might just
Things
be
are
AI.
accelerating pretty fast at this point.
We might be
you
cyborgs, though.
Exactly. You might just be AI, so you never know.
I'll be an A.
Yeah.
Pluto. My wife has read of all. Pluto does continue from Astro Boy. It's not in place of the. It's because Pluto was an Astro Boy. So it's like she's read this entire thing.
It's fantastic.
It's awesome. Yeah, she likes it. Yeah. And she's also and all of Astro Boy as well. So
if anyone hasn't watched it, give it a shot.
Is it full series or is it a movie?
I think it's 8 episodes. I could be wrong.
That's short then. Yeah, that's fine.
It's a lot. We only read we don't watch anime actually. We watch a little bit sometimes, but my wife reads manga because for her it's easier to read off the iPad, and she has the subscriptions to all those. She has a subscription to all. And here's another thing. Randomly, digital.
Yeah.
They thought digital was going to come in and save people. Guess what? Manga's killing on digital. You know why? It's $3.99 for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also this too. The delay from
6 months.
Whatever the physical copy is
6
to
months.
to the digital version. 6 months in this day and age.
It's
10 years.
Of course, it's 10 years.
I think
It's 10 years.
I think they're shortening that now, but I think also the problem with digital that we've always kind of saw in before is that there was never no clear-cut winner when digital started. And the one clear-cut winner that we had for a bit got bought out by another conglomerate and thought it wasn't making enough money. So then they shut it down, right? And then nobody's really stepped up. I mean, the one that we're using is making a pretty good effort. They're doing some day-and-date stuff right now. And then there's another one that's being funded by a couple places.
Let me find it because it actually popped up in my emails.
It's too expensive. The problem is like you're buying per comic.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why would I? And then at first, when it was 99 cents, when it first started Comixology, Sean and I went ape shit. I bought everything, right? I'm like, this is great. And then it was like, oh, now it's the same price as the regular comic. Why would I pay for that then? I'd rather just buy the comic then. And then see, manga is pirated like crazy. But these apps are so cheap that you start to be like, well, if I pirate this thing, then I got to go search for it. And then I try to download it. And then the file's broken. And you're like, or I could pay $3 and have the whole thing. You start to feel embarrassed about yourself. Nobody would pirate movies if it was you have the entire database of all film forever. People would still pirate, of course, but there's like, I got a buddy who's like, I don't care if it's 5 cents a month, I'm not going to pay. Right? Okay, fine.
Yeah. And that's the ease of Netflix in some ways, right? People are like, I could watch this old movie and try to go get it on DVD or whatnot, or I could just subscribe to Netflix and send to me, and that's where this is a new one. Right?
Oh, Sweet Shop.
So Sweet Shop, and so they've got like
they've onboarded pretty much everybody.
A ton of publishers, including like Devil's Due.
They have They're coming out soon. I want to see what they're doing. They're trying to make a push to. I forgot who's one of the guys that started or was one of the big guys over at Comixology. Is kind of help facilitating this. I really want to check it out because it looks like they have a decent amount of indie stuff as well too that could, and that's where my head is right now.
It's open to indie,
Yeah.
but I think there's a waiting list.
Yeah, there's a waiting list in general right now, but I don't think it launches till first quarter next year, if that. So they're not really saying when they're launching. I think they're trying to onboard all the big guys first, and then they're going to open that to everybody. But it's supposed to work pretty much exactly like Comixology in a lot of ways. So we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm eager to it because I miss, like, I have an iPad Pro and I miss just downloading books, and I'm old in the sense that getting to a comic store right now is almost like a Herculean task.
Right. So like my iPad is like comics all the time. It's like everything I do is comics. It's like, and I just use, I was just reading Strange Tales. You can't see, but I was just reading Strange Tales. But like, I mean, it's like, I'll try to like, the glare, like, I mean, look at everything on here that I've got.
It's pretty cool.
This is like every Superboy comic there ever was. Like I've got all the Linda Carter Wonder Woman comics that they did for that. I've got Adventure. I've got like whatever I'm currently reading, I put on here. And, for when I do my streams, I did buy a lot from Comixology. I loved Comixology. I'd still be buying it right now. The only thing is that as soon as they made it like it's the same price as the actual book, I'm like, yeah, but that way I still get the actual book. I don't understand. Why would you make it the same? They should have been, if they're not going to make it super cheap where you get access to all of the material, then at least make it $1 a comic. Or make it 25 cents. They should have made it 25 cents a comic. And then I would be buying way more, because here's the thing. There's people that are never going to pay. I have several friends who are like, I'm not getting Netflix and all these other garbage things. I'm going to get the IPTV or whatever it is. And it's like $15 and it's everything. Yeah. And then I'm like, well, what if Netflix was $1? But why? I can get this and this has everything. They won't pay. Yeah. Remove them from the equation. Remove them. So all you have left is the people who are willing to pay something. So given that, say, if I'm charging $5 a comic book, you might just be like, you know what, I'll just stick with Batman because he's my favorite, right? Or if I say, hey, they're 25 cents a comic, then you're more inclined to be like, maybe I'll check out that Space Ghost. Maybe I will check out Green Lantern. I haven't read Green Lantern in a while. I wonder what that guy's. Yeah, I'll check it out. And then if it's good, you're in. But now I go to the comic shop. I go right to behind the counter where they keep the pull list and take my pull list out and pay. I don't go browsing because I go to League of Comic Geeks. I see what's coming out. I was like, each one of these is $7. So it's like, no. That looks really good. Oh, but it's $7. No. Right. And then let's say you break that. You're like, okay, it's $7, but man, I really want to check out Cloak and Dagger. That just came out. I was like, Cloak and Dagger. I kind of like Cloak and Dagger. So it's like, let me check that one. I was like, this sucks. And then you're angry and you spent $7 and you're like, okay, well, F this. I'm never doing that again. Right. And that's what ends up happening. That's what happens with all of these comics. I get excited for a minute, Death of Silver Surfer, that might be kind of cool. And then I read, I'm like, this kind of sucks. Like, oh man, what the hell? It's like, that was $7.
You're a little bit more of a discerning reader, but I would advocate the other way because I'm at the point where getting more books right now doesn't really work for me. I could work for the, and that's why I do like, I keep on forgetting the name, the platform that we're on, Steve.
Global Comics.
Like Global Comic gives you a preview, but also the idea that at least you could get a book, have it on like storage is storage. Storage is pretty much free now these days, right? But a lot of the books I would advocate to get more digital now, right? If this other platform actually works out and it has a pretty good digital app for my iPad, I'll probably buy most of my comics there moving forward because I really don't have the capacity. And the only times that I do buy a comic is when I'm at a comic convention and it's one of the ones that I actually want to pick up and keep in my long form collection. And that's really when I buy comics like that. On a week-to-week basis, I don't buy comics. I'll pick up something that I feel that might have a little bit of staying power, collector power down the line. But I've never been the guy that collects based on that. I'm more of a reader, so I'll do the iPad format for the most part, right? And I was doing pretty good on Comixology in some of my books, but then that went to crap. So even that, right? And I think generally, the problem with a lot of these platforms is that they never had their model down. So they got people like when Marvel did their digital initially, they had because they were paying it. If it was Marvel Unlimited, and they had a
Yeah.
subscription model, and they were saying, okay, get as many books that you wanted to download. And after a while, they realized that's not sustainable for what they were paying for storage and all this other stuff. So they had to flip the model, right? So it's stuff like that. But I still think it can work either way. It's whatever the medium that works for you. I say go for it and make it work as a whole. But they just have to get a good medium. And that's the thing that we've been missing for a long time, ever since Comixology kind of went. We haven't had a medium that actually presents well and reads well for digital comics yet.
Comixology was awesome. But see, now that it went away and I lost probably thousands of dollars, now I'm done. I'm like, because I've been burned bad. Like I was burned bad. Like they're still on Kindle, which sucks because now I can't find anything on Kindle. I can't search properly on it.
Yeah, Kindle's an awful presentation. It's an awful user experience, right?
Yeah.
So that becomes a big thing as well too.
Yeah.
But I think these guys seem like they have a little bit of backing, from what I understood and what I read. Pretty much most of the big publishers have signed some not exclusivity deals, but signing deals with them, so that they'll be on this platform for sure.
Even with digital movies, we'd get the ultraviolet version and all this, and then they'd be like, "Oh, we're merging." Then I lost half my like. Not that I'm gonna rewatch Arrow, but like I bought Arrow, and I don't know how many seasons was it. I think it was 8 or something. So I had all 8 seasons on available digitally, which got moved to YouTube. Now I only have the first 4 seasons, and the other ones are gone. I'm like, no, I own them. Like on Blu-ray, I have them, but I had them on digital so I could put them on YouTube on my TV really easy and put them on. And now those are gone. I'm like, well, how are they just gone? This was part of what I paid. Now I didn't actually pay for that, so I don't really care that they're gone. But that burned me. Because I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to buy movies here. I'm not going to buy digital content. If you're going to just get rid of it, from me, and then, it got bought out. Something happened to transfer. Some files might be lost. Well, if I lose an entire season, F you.
Yeah, that goes into the new ever expanding thing that people have kind of been pissed about in this modern day age, is that you don't own anything in kind of, you know what I mean? You're just renting everything.
You're almost licensing it.
Yeah, right. So that's where I get that for sure, and that's where all the hardcore physical media guys have been advocating for the last.
And Sean, look at all this crap behind Sean.
The only time that I would say, for me at least, is the comics are a little bit different in regards to my thing, and that's more of a transition of comfortability, because I don't have the space to house another 10 long boxes worth of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? So
I love the digital, like Comixology. I thought this is the greatest thing that's ever happened, because I can buy whatever I want. Plus, I can buy the old comics for really cheap and read them all nice and clean.
Yeah.
And I had a proper iPad, so I could turn it and scroll. Or a lot of times, you're waiting at the dentist, it's on the phone, and it's zoomed into each panel, and it fit your phone every time. So you hold your phone, you just go next, you just tap it, it's like boom, boom, and it turned it. I'm like, this is the best thing. And then I told us, like, Sean, you got to get on this thing. Friggin' get on this thing. I was getting my wife on this thing. I was like, guys, with Comixology, this is it. Like, for life. And then it's like, it's going to Kindle. I was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
And I was so devastated.
Oh yeah, digital platforms suck. Now I remember it.
Well, man, I wrote it hard, and I bought so much, because it'd be like the Fantastic Four, came out, and then it was like all 300 Fantastic Four issues are on sale.
Like, buy them all. Was that there was a big sale all the time, and the sales were ludicrous.
It was ludicrous.
The only thing I didn't like about them was curation, and that goes to the point of big corporations. Like, they had every Batman thing you could think of, but like, I want to go back and read some back catalog Superman. No.
DC, there's so much DC comics, man. That's what Vaughn was saying. It's like DC goes back even further than Marvel, so it's like a massive, like, Superman would eat like all the storage.
Yeah, that's the problem, right?
It's like you can't do it.
Sadly, the pirates were on it. It's like you could read Superman 1 onward.
I have them all.
That's the problem, right? Yeah.
I've got them all.
Like, they have storage. What's your problem?
I have every Superman comic that was ever released.
Yeah.
It's like a terabyte of Superman comics. I've got them all.
The good old days of, what was it, .cbr files or whatever?
Yeah.
There's still the days. It's not the good old days.
Yeah.
Just Spirit of Vengeance issue 2 is
Big piracy will never die.
No.
Everyone,
they're making it that way.
Yeah.
They are.
They're making it that. This is I love movies. I'm a big time movie collector. I just bought Outland on 4K. Great movie. Grab that. What else did I just get? I just got Robo Warriors on 4K or whatever. Love. I just ordered a bunch of stuff from Vinegar Syndrome. Love all these things. But the thing is that, okay, I'm willing to pay, but now it's getting to the point where The Mask, Jim Carrey, I pre-ordered that on 4K. It's $70. I'm like, yo, this is, what the heck are you guys doing here? It should be $20. Like,
it's The Mask.
It's The Mask, right? Like, like I understand that the niche ones, like I bought Robo Warriors and I bought Murder Rock, which is a Lucio Fulci movie, or Murder Rock is Lucio Fulci. Lucio Fulci movie, and it's like, okay, that's from a boutique shop. You're not going to find that at Walmart. The cover has nudity on the cover, so obviously that's not going to be around. Fine, I paid a bit more for that, but I paid $50 for that. How is The Mask $70? So The Mask costs more than some super obscure Italian horror movie from like 1970. Like, what are you guys doing over there? Yeah. So they're making it so that you have no choice, and then streaming services. I'm going to sit down and watch all the Indiana Jones movies. Oh, wait, they don't have the first 3. Okay, well, those are the only real Indiana Jones movies there are, so I guess I'm not watching Indiana Jones tonight. I was like, so I guess I'm not watching it. And then I saw someone post a meme saying, renting movies is bullshit. Who cares? Don't rent movies. You could stream it. And then it's like, sorry, this movie's not available on streaming. You can rent it, though. I'm like, went back to renting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah, on YouTube, rent or buy. I'm like, what do you mean rent? I thought you said renting's trash. Now I've got to rent again.
There is something to having it like a physical thing, and I know Vaughn was my gateway dealer for Why the Last Man. He was like, you got to read this.
Yeah.
And I hadn't read digital stuff before, and they're all on his iPad, and I read them, and I'm like, this series is godlike. Mm-hmm. And the irony is that I want a coffee table version of that compilation, right? Yeah. So the digital now is like influencing me to get the physical.
That happened all the time for me. All the time.
And I'm just going to let Sean continue after I say this little thing. I can't remember who was watching, but someone was saying, I don't mind if my stuff gets pirated because it's out there, right? Yeah. And so if it's out there, then people are going to want to eventually buy the originals or buy a version that's physical. So, there's kind of like a little bit of that is kind of almost necessary to beat some of the channels for access for the public.
I just want to say one word quick, just before I forget what in response to that, because they're thinking, oh, the people pirating it could have paid money for it. No, the people pirating it were never going to give money. And if you say to them, it's like, well, listen, if you can't pirate it, then you can't read it. Okay, I won't read it.
Yeah,
I'll watch a different movie. Oh, okay. They don't care. Like, it's like, well, you're not going to see that new Indiana Jones movie unless you pay for it. Okay, I just won't see it then. That's fine. I'll go read a book. Oh, okay. Like, you're not getting their money. The people who only pirate, they are never, whether it's available to pirate or not, they're not going to give you money. It's never going to happen. Better to get guys like you who read 10 pirated comics, but then 2 of them are like, shit, these were pretty damn good. I'm going to grab these. Then you got 2 sales out of that. Mm-hmm. All right. Go. Sorry.
And we're not advocating piracy at all. We're just, we're talking about, supply and demand in the real world.
But when I would read comics on Comixology, I would then buy them if I liked them.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe pull that series and then
me too.
Off my Comixology.
Yeah,
it's a good way to try these things. I still want the physical copy. I'm from that generation. Maybe younger generations would think of something like Comixology, which kind of sort of exists now with Kindle, differently in that they would just pull the Comixology stuff and that's it. But I always looked at it as I can try it out here, and then I could buy the real thing, and then have those issues, and then go back into the back catalog at my local comic shop, and just get everything from 1 onward, and I'm good. So it was a good way to sort of browse like the old video stores, It's like see what you like, what you don't like. But that sort of avenue's gone. I mean, Comixology is kind of dead. I have what I have. I have a massive catalog like J-Man does from when I bought stuff. But Kindle's a disaster. It's tough to read anything on that. So.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to this new platform. I'm hoping that they get a good.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
Hoping to get a good app going because that would be great.
There's some great like Mad Caves on here. It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that.
They signed Mad Cave a couple of months ago. I saw when that announcement went down.
But that's the thing. I would still pull Dick Tracy. Like I've been pulling it since issue 1. I'd still pull the physicals. I don't think I'd give that up. I want to see where it goes. So yeah.
But like Mad Cave and what's the other one that that you're saying that you have problems with the format, Steve, as a table book?
Which one?
Why? Or what'd you say? What?
No, the one that you said that you like the format of the books, but they don't make good for putting on your shelves.
Oh, Steve.
Distillery.
Distillery, right? Like I would like to get some distillery books, but I've never been able to say that I want to pick them up. But if I could get them as digitals, I would buy them as digital just to see what they're like. Because who was it? The one girl that's doing the distillery book.
Oh,
Becky Clunan. The
Becky Clunan.
Yeah, I would like to see what that series was about because I've seen it a couple times. I picked it up in passing, but I've never actually bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think I have high hopes for this new platform to see how they launch and see how they handle it all together because all this stuff could be hit and miss, right?
And it also takes time, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember, I think we were at what's that store? What's that shop that we interviewed Jason Fabok and Francis at?
Can Comics?
Can Comics, right?
Yeah.
And this is when they were just getting ready to launch Ghost Machine.
Yeah.
And Jeff Johns, this is relayed to us through Francis. Jeff Johns was talking to Robert Kirkman. And Kirkman says, whatever you do with this new imprint, you got to hit 100 issues. Because 100 issues is kind of like the dream number you need for like the trades to kick in, and also for like the audience to kind of get it. And like J-Man, you said I'm giving this show, 3 episodes, and if it's crap after the 4th one, I'm out, right? And so you need to be able, and that's again getting back to this price point. You need to be able to have people be able to follow along long enough because it's not just time, it's money. And so if you're going to invest $25. When really you should only be investing $10, you might be able to give the series 5 more issues if you've only spent $10 on it, as opposed to going to 50. Because then you're out. Because sometimes, series need time to find their feet, the writers, the artists, all that kind of stuff. Like the first 10 issues of New Teen Titans is nowhere near issues 20 to 30. Right? Like
it's
on fire, that series, right? And it's the same thing. You read the first 25 issues of FF when Stan and Jack are trying to figure out stuff. But you go 50 to 100, you're like, what the hell? This is amazing. Right? And so with the crowded landscape that we have for media and so much competition, like any book that's coming out now, so the distilleries, the Mad Caves, if you don't have a huge brand, like an iconic brand that's on pajamas and boxes, like lunch boxes, bed sheets, curtains, all that kind of stuff, t-shirts in Walmart, it's an uphill battle. And you almost have to, like, out of the gate, grab them. And I think that's why, like, The Boys as a TV show hit. Because you're watching this thing and you're like, oh my God, in the first episode. That's why Invincible hits. Because I remember Vaughn showed me an issue of Invincible. I'm like, this is madness. This is crazy. Body parts floating through space, right? And blood everywhere. And I'm like, this is madness. I gotta give me another issue. And if you don't have that, and we're in the age of like everything's quick, and then it's all talking heads and no one fights. And Cyclops never uses his optic beams for anything, or even says, "Come to me, my X-Men," not even once. And what are you doing?
Yeah, Frank Miller said this in an interview I just recently watched. He's like, try to start your action. It's just a superhero comic. In a superhero comic, try to start your action or try to start your comic as close to the action as possible so that it immediately starts in. It's like when I play D&D, there's people who are writing D&D and they're like, oh, let me, I want to make this big epic thing. It's like, no. The players want to fight monsters and get treasure. So it's like comics. You need to open it up. Best thing would be to open it up and it's already a fight. It should already, the fighting should already be happening. And then the next page, you could be like, oh, how did it come to this? And put 5 hours earlier. And then you can have the intro quickly and then right back to fighting. Like, I don't know how many pages it's supposed to be, but there needs to be if it's like, what was the standard comic size before? Like 24 or whatever.
24, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. So, what? 6 pages, 7 pages of non-action or whatever, or something. It doesn't have to be action, but if Spider-Man is, let's use Spider-Man. If Spider-Man is swinging around, doing cool poses and thinking to himself, oh, I've got to pick up dinner or something. And it's like, oh shit. They're like, oh my God, it's a scorpion. Right. And then you cut the scorpions, beating the crap out of people or smashing crap. And then Spider-Man goes down to fight him. And then he makes it home, but dinner's ruined or whatever. Right. And then there's some kind of thing. I'm making this up on the fly. And then it's like, oh, sorry, I messed up dinner. Okay, fine. Then it's like, oh wait, Scorpion. I thought we had Scorpion. He escaped, or he was working with another guy or something, or it was really Craven who was with Scorpion. Oh shit! And then you ended off fighting, and that's it. Yeah. There's something to be said for a comforting comic book. You're like, that was cool. I want to read that again. These stories where it's like, oh, let's make it like I said this before with Watchmen. If Watchmen came out today, it'd be 50 issues. Right? It wouldn't be a 12-issue series. It would be going on forever and ever. And there'd be an issue where Rorschach is just walking around and thinking to himself. And then you'd be like, that issue was all about Rorschach's inner turmoil. And I was like, what are you talking about? Who cares? I want to see Rorschach. You know why everyone likes Rorschach the best? This is very simple. Because he looks cool. He beats the shit out of everybody. That's it.
Is that book wouldn't do as well to this day?
Yeah. Oh, if it came out now?
Yeah. I think it's superior. It's an object of its time.
Yeah. It's an object of its time. But it doesn't matter. Everyone likes Rorschach the best because he beats the crap out of everybody. He looks cool. That's it. These people and their fake fandoms. It's like, oh, well, I like Spider-Man because I always could relate to. What are you talking about? It's like, stop talking. It's like, I like Spider-Man because he looks awesome. I looked at Spider-Man. I was like, whoa, that I'm wearing him today. That's just a coincidence. That's not. I just noticed that I'm wearing it now, and I'm like, wow, that guy looks awesome. Oh, he's swinging around and she's like a spider. This looks super cool, man. And then, oh, he's fighting this guy. That guy looks cool. That villain looks cool. Wow, he's fighting all these really cool villains. That's it. If you ask me as a kid who are your favorite guys, it's the guys that all look cool. It's like Hulk, Spider-Man, Captain America, Batman, Superman. There's my top 5 right there. Wonder Woman, maybe because I like the show Wonder Woman, not because she looked that cool, but I thought, that's it. I thought Captain America looked cool. I like the color scheme. I didn't think oh, it's American colors. Who cares? He looks cool. That color scheme works. So he looks like Superman or whatever. Yeah, Spider-Man's the coolest looking guy. Batman's one of the coolest looking guys. That's why we thought they were cool. When you got older, you appreciated the stories. You're like, oh, I like what they did with the character. That's really interesting how they try to all the developments and all that. But when you're young, you're like, this guy looks cool. That's why anyone picks anything by the look of it.
Think about the manga that we were first introduced to, right? Where it's all like mech, super mech. You think of
of course, those are all awesome because it looks cool.
The bike scene in Akira.
I was just thinking the Akira bike. When he gets on the bike, like, that's fucking awesome. I want to be on a bike. Yeah,
are trailing, which is kind of Tron.
Yeah, it's Tron,
right? Yeah. And like Evangelion with the mech and all that stuff.
I got all of that on Blu-ray. All the things you're talking about, all of it.
That stuff is like just eye candy.
Yeah.
And that's why we liked it. And I think that's also if you look at the designs in like a lot of manga and anime, the designs are out of this world. And like they don't make sense for North American palettes, but the one thing they do is they look cool. Like I remember JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, we've got those.
Right? And some of those designs are just hilarious, right? With the hat and like the leather jacket with no shirt on and stuff. And you can't get a cooler manga or a cooler anime. And there was like one where they're like in the desert and they can't move. And it's still one of the best episodes where like nothing's happening, but it's so tense because the narrative stakes are high. And I think you're right. There's too much philosophizing
Right.
and almost like internal Hamlet stuff.
Yeah, like
in
what is
comics
this
now,
crap? Yeah.
as opposed to, man, let's just beat stuff up and rip stuff apart. And like Tom Cruise does it in his movies. He
Right.
takes
Why?
the best parts of Roger Moore's movies and makes them serious and cool.
Yeah, that's the whole thing of it. And like, what about Fist of the North Star? Guy shows up, he looks super badass, he destroys people, and these guys are pieces of shit, and then he destroys the next guy. He moves to the next thing and destroys the next guy. It's like, oh, this guy's like torturing women or something. Okay, he destroys them. Then he goes to the next guy. This guy's got child slavery. He destroys that guy. This guy rips the heads off people, destroys that guy. He just goes around destroying people. It's like, right, that's awesome. I don't like, what are we talking about? It's Spider-Man. You want to see him fight the villain? Like, if he's not fighting a cool villain, there's one Ultimate Spider-Man issue 3 or 4. He sat down at dinner, and it was like this supposed to be like this awkward restaurant dinner scene with, like, you know, the girl and Mary Jane, and it's like, what the hell? How is this Ultimate?
The entire issue, I was stunned. I was like, are you trying to be profound, or like, you think you're really cooking now, don't you? Like,
that should have been honestly 4 pages.
Yeah.
That should have been 4 pages and then move on to something else.
Right, everyone has issues, and they're not the good kind. No, because these people, and I said this before, and I've gotten in trouble on Facebook groups a lot because I say, "Oh, these are fake fans." It's like, well, how are they fake? Well, I can prove that they're fake. Well, how are you going to prove that? I read the comic they did. Because if you're a fan of Spider-Man, you want to see him fight villains. Like, the comic you wrote, you're not a fan of Spider-Man because I read your comic. Like, you didn't have him fight anybody. If you said right now, Jay Tate, you're taking over Spider-Man, first thing I'm doing is he's going to be fighting. I would make up new villains. I would do one new, one old. I would do a Doctor Who. Doctor Who's formulas were always good. You got your 5 or 6 super classic villains. You know, it's like Ice Warriors, Daleks, Cybermen, what's it called? Like, I don't know, Silurians or something. You have your, you know, and then you throw a new one in. And if you throw a new one in every, 6 or 7 episodes, the new one starts to become a classic as it goes on. Yes. So that's what Spider-Man, you throw in Scorpion, right? Throw in Rhino. Then the next 2 issues, create brand new guys. Mm-hmm. Brand new from scratch. Make up a couple of new guys. Okay, then sit on them. Then the next issue, put in a Doc Ock, right? Throw a Doc Ock in, throw in a couple of other guys, and then maybe another few issues, bring back one of the new guys that you introduced, and bring another new guy, like a brand new guy that you haven't introduced. So now you got 3 new guys, and you add it that way, and then you see what sticks, right? And then, some people are like, hey, and now we've got instantaneous feedback. Stan and Jack, by the time they realized Invisible Girl was quite a whiles in. It's like they actually addressed it. In the comic, there's actually letters, and Stan and Jack are in the panels are saying, we hear you. You thought Invisible. There's an issue where they thought they said Invisible Girl doesn't do anything. They actually fact checked the readers. They said, remember that, Sean?
Yeah.
They
fact checked when she did stuff in like 2 other issues.
Yeah. They're like, in this issue, she did this and she saved the guys. And in this issue, she did this. Like, you're fact checking the readers. That's great. It's like, and then they're like, we heard the message. Sue's got to up her game. She can turn invisible. Now she has force fields. Clearly she's much better now. So let's give her stuff to do. So now we have instantaneous feedback. The second the character sucks, you could be like, oh, that issue 3 character is trash. Okay, get rid of it. And don't say you don't understand the character. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, don't be hostile with that.
Don't be hostile about it. Say, okay, guys, you didn't like my Pop Can Pete or something. No, I know. I just because I read a Paste Pop Pete right now, I just said Pop Can. So the Pop Can, we'll call him the Pop Can. Okay, right. So you didn't, or the Soda Can. You didn't like the Soda Can villain. Okay, cool. I hear you. We're going to retire that guy. He's not going to be around. Maybe he'll get killed in the next big event.
Back to planet. Yeah.
Right. And I'll try better. Not like you didn't understand. You see, soda is a very big problem in the United States. My niece had soda addiction, and that's why I made this villain the Soda Can, and that's why he's bad. And you just don't understand that. You must be insensitive to the suffering of people, and you didn't get this villain. So F you if you don't like my stance on soda cans. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing? It's like, we didn't like your stupid character. Okay, sorry. Yeah, it's like maybe it was a bit lame. I'll try better. That's it.
Yeah.
Totally
fixed.
I hear you. The only thing I would add, as one thing I don't think we did touch on, that I would also institute is fewer crossovers where
I
you
know.
have to spend all that money for 12 issues and then get all the tie-ins to figure out the story. Like just
Yeah.
limit, right? Like one every other year and go from there. That would be
But
my
that was an issue when I was 12. So I don't know. It's so funny. That's what I'm going back to business models. Why are we still doing this? Like, and what does it benefit? I thought the idea way back then was to get new readers interested in characters they wouldn't care about.
Mhm.
But I don't think that's a thing anymore. I don't think they understand the audience anymore. It's like 45-year-olds that just read what they want to read and have the grocery money enough to do it. And that's it. And so why would you have a 40 issue, 70 issue crossover event? If you're reading Superman and all of a sudden Superman's doing this other stuff, you're not interested in that. You want to see more of the story that was developing the last 4 or 5 issues. It's so strange to me that it's still a thing in 2025. It's something I complained about as a kid when so I don't understand. It's weird.
How about one last thing? How about make comics more disposable? I think Vaughn was sort of hinting at this inadvertently by saying, you know what? I'm a reader. I want to read the story. I'm not going to sit here and bag and board all this crap and get it graded and put it in some box, and then hopefully some ancestor of mine's going to be rich off of it. It's like I want to read the story and then move on with my day, right? I wake up in the morning. I may, read a couple of issues, go do my job, right? Maybe come back home, read a couple more issues, have dinner, watch a movie or something, hang out with my buddies, right? I'm not here to invest now in a house where I'm going to need to have one room of pure storage of all this crap. I just want to read the comic. When they were disposable for 25 cents, why these comics are rare is because people read them and threw them away.
Yeah.
You collected them for a little bit, and then your mom came over. It's like, Jay, yes, Mom, you can throw out your stupid comics. You read those, didn't you? It's like, yeah, well, I want to keep them. Why? It's just taking up space. Get rid of them. Oh, okay, Mom. Right. And then, of course, you lied and didn't get rid of them because, that would be stupid. But anyways, but make them less collectible and stop this, foil this. And then it's like this covers. There's people who are buying comics right now that just came out and then they grade them. Like, are you absolutely insane? It's not going to be worth anything. You're the only person that wants that comic. You know how we know you're the only person that wants it? Because you're the only one who bought it. It's like, do your kids like Space Ghost? No. Okay. So that's not worth anything. Sorry. But I really like Space Ghost. Good. Read it and save it if you want. I would get rid of bags and boards. I'd get rid of all of it. So the second bags and boards came in, I was like, oh man, it's like, this is now going to be weird. And they say, oh, don't bend the comic. And you can't even read it properly. You can't sit down and just read the comic, right? Because you're like, oh shit, I remember I was reading one and I dropped it and it bent a bit of the corner. And I thought, oh crap, I just bent the corner. And then that was the epiphany. I don't know. I should figure out what comic that was. And I'm like, you know what? Who cares? Nobody wants this comic. I barely want it.
I don't know if Vaughn did this, but I remember tracing some of the covers that had awesome poses.
I trace like crazy.
I'm tracing on top of them, and I'm probably degraded value. But it's like that one episode of Venture Brothers where they have Fantastic Four #1, and as the episode keeps going through, the rating and the grading goes down because it keeps getting damaged with each successive scene. It's classic.
No.
ASM as well too. It was ASM. Yeah.
Oh, was it Spider-Man? I thought it was FF, but you might be right.
It could be FF. Yeah, because it was an FF themed episode, so it could have been.
Yeah, Venture Brothers doesn't get enough love. But hold on a second. I gotta add this one in. That too, every issue is a damn investment. I doubt that half the collectors are even reading them. They're not. What was that? Was it Sean? Was it you or was it J-Man that had that image of all of the X-Forces and they were like?
That was me. I sent that to you.
Was it you?
Yeah, I think it was AI. But
oh my god, maybe it was AI, but it was like 200 issues of this.
I saw it too.
It was like
of X-Force 1.
That's wrong.
Yeah,
he
keeps on doing more of them. I saw one the other day. He posted of all the Todd McFarlane relaunch Spider-Man #1s as well too. It's like a warehouse.
Yeah, so they're not worth it. Look, they're great comics and they're top sellers, but if they're top sellers, they're not worth anything because they were top sellers.
No,
it's like when comics were disposable, you didn't have them a lot, or kids would, there wasn't bags and boards to protect them. Kids, I remember getting my comics I'd shove them wherever I could shove them. And I actually bought a binder, and I had those clear pages, where you could. I shoved them in a binder, so you can kind of like flip.
My neighbor has his
like that.
Ernie's great. He was actually going to come on the show, and so he's got like Amazing Spider-Man #1, AF-15, and like Daredevil's first run, the Wally Wood stuff, and it's like in a binder. It was like,
I gotta run, guys, but I just wanted to quickly just double check something. Did anybody see that art? I don't know if I saw it right. There was that news thing about somebody found what was it, Superman 1 in like a 7.0 or like a 8.0 condition in an attic, and it's going up for auction soon.
Well, J-Man's going to find out. We're going to end it. We're going to end it after this, Vaughn, so you don't have to click off. But after J-Man does his investigative journalistic kind of search.
I thought I saw something about that.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah, CGC. Okay, so they're saying it's a 9.0 Superman #1.
Yeah,
lies.
It was in an attic or something like that. It was something like out of New Jersey or something like that.
Vaughn, an attic, no silverfish, nothing has gotten at that.
It was like in a suitcase clutch. I think suitcase clutch.
Like it's on Heritage Auctions. Let's see.
If you had told me it was in one of the pyramids and a sarcophagus, I would believe you more.
Yeah.
Yep, Superman #1. Let's see. Oh my God, here it is. 2.8 million, 2.85.
Damn.
And it's a what? Did you say it was a 9?
9.0. Looking at it right now.
I mean, that's a starting auction, yeah.
Man.
So you guys, I got it. Why don't we just pool our money and we'll get it, and we'll keep it at each other.
I don't know what kind of money you're dealing with. I'm not get close to that.
Yeah, well, you know what though? Could not be reaching further. Comment has a good point. We got to get in line behind Nick Cage because he's buying it. It's either that or it's that guy in Dubai that has that book with all of like the key issues from
oil guy
way back in the day.
That's funny.
13 days left, guys. So play the lottery right now. If you win the lottery in the next 13 days, if I did, I'd bid it. I'd bid on it. F it. I don't care. It's like, what am I going to do with all this? I don't have any kids, so I'm like, I'll do it.
You know what? I'll play the 50-50 draw at the Leaf game, and if I win, then I'll buy it.
You get it? Awesome.
Sounds good. Well, gents, this was great. Thanks everyone who joined in and for all the comments. Make sure that you like and subscribe J-Man's channel, Sean's channel, as well as ours. We had a great time. Vaughn, what do you got going on in the next little bit?
Right now, I am assembling graphic novels.
Yes,
to form one big
right. Pretty much. Absolutely.
Graphic novels and trying to come up with some new IPs, working on some new IP stuff. But yeah.
Sounds good. J-Man, what do you got?
Tomorrow's Fantastic Friday, so I don't know if you're coming on, but Sean's on. So if
it's potential. I might have a production meeting, but if not, then I will be there.
Yeah. So there you go. And Sunday you are coming on, I think, for
we got to talk about assault.
Assaults on Precinct 13, not a pepper. Assault on Precinct 13.
Absolutely.
That's terrible.
Hey man, it works. It's good. Sean, what do you got?
I'll be on Fantastic Fridays tomorrow and Assault on Sunday. And Assault on Sunday.
The Dash, and, Assault on Sunday.
and of course, Avengers Mondays.
Yes.
Mightiest Mondays. And on my channel, I haven't done much recently, but I did a whole bunch of Tomb of Dracula and Ghost Rider videos the week before. So lots of cool stuff on my channel. Tune in.
Sweet. And we just posted an interview with Jim Starlin, the creator of Thanos and Dreadstar, that Vaughn did in Montreal this spring. So please head to the channel and give that a watch. And other than that, tomorrow it will be Fantastic Fridays, and then we get to dive into some classic John Carpenter on Sunday. So everyone, thanks again for hanging out. This was a blast. See you tomorrow. Night, everyone.